everyone, and welcome back to Evindale. This is tonight's crew. Tonight we are here for a one-shot game as we all begin to learn Pathfinder Second Edition. The fun part of this is we really have no clue what the hell we are doing. Prior to starting recording this, we went over a lot of the stuff that our characters can do and some basic general stuff such as what are actions, how many can you take in a single turn, and the individual class things. However, we're talking about classes that we don't normally play. All of the players here you may recognize from the YouTube series, the Chronicles of the Black Wraith. However, tonight they are all they have changed up and are all playing characters of a totally different kind. Mira, who are you and what are you playing?
I am playing a bard this time. This person I will play a bard. I'm going to be an elf. I am the misunderstood Issy af-Halzad.
Lou?
Hey, I'm Lou, and I'll be playing af-Halzad, human, gambler, fighter.
Mads?
Hello, I'm Madeline Mads, and I will be playing Idris Demir, who is a female human scholar evoker, which is a wizard.
I guess
I've never played a wizard before.
So you've never played this class before at all, ever?
Nope.
Awesome. We're going to find out more. Maphis.
Hi, I'm Kevin Maphis. I'll be playing Remzi the Fly Tanzel. He is a goblin rogue, and I'm actually not quite sure what my background is, but I can climb real good.
Mr. Little.
I will be playing the Whisper Elf Cleric Sonic Reza. Not Sonic, it's San is the first name, and the last name is Ich Reza. And he is a cleric of Iparia, who is the deity of the restoration of the natural state.
There you go.
Which means... what it means.
And lastly, Mr. Kell.
My name is Wraith. I will be playing Oscar Oxdusil. I am a half-orc warrior barbarian, and I have a big giant maw that I like to crush things with. So, this is my friend Fall the Maul. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. It's going to be pretty cool.
My name is Steve Krause, and I'm the GM of these of this extraordinarily talented group of people. I'm lucky enough to be that. Tonight's adventure is a single one-shot. Hopefully it's only going to last about 2 hours or so, but we're going to continue to play until we either fall asleep, have to go home, or if we're already home, go to sleep, whatever. And tonight the setting is in the country of Mala, which is this desert region that you can see right here. It's actually right here, smack dab in the middle of it. And here we begin the curse of af-Halzad. Sirkan Azad of the cavernous Morak region of Melech has been a well-liked and sane man known for his honor, level head, and fair dealings. Now, if you don't know what a Sirkan is, in Melech, they are a local magistrate of a geopolitical region in Melech who oversees and coordinates various local tribal affairs. That includes their leaders. To celebrate his 20th year as a Sirkan and his birthday, local tribe leaders organized a wonderful celebration with him as the guest of honor. During the gift-giving, the Sirkan flew, however, into a drunken, murderous rage. The Sirkan was subdued, and the party was immediately disbanded. But your tribal leader, my good friends, was grievously wounded in the attack. Before she left to go back home, she asked you, her entourage, to get to the bottom of the matter. We now pick up there while the entertainment is now beginning to flee. Various Denari dancers and whatnot have already left the tent. The Sirkan has already been subdued. He's now resting in a chair nearby, and several of the local tribal leaders are around. There are currently 3 of them. There is Ilam, there is Rogno, and there is Asak. Ilam is a taller human usually with shifty eyes. And recently, his domain, his tribal lands are starting to be taken away from him by the Sir Khan because his people are mysteriously dying. Of Rogan, there is, in this case, he tends to throw a lot of parties for only his favorites, and that has begun to deplete the finances, and there is rumors that the Sir Khan is going to also take his lands away. And lastly, there is Azak, who is absolutely fine, absolutely loves the Sir Khan, and is in fact his best friend. All of them, Elam is a human. Rogan is a Miradil elf. A Miradil elf is a anywhere in between 5'9" and about 6 feet for a male. The thing that separates the Miradil elves from all the others is their slight metallic sheen skin, which in this case is bronze on Rogan. And lastly, there is Azak, who is an older human, also of kinder disposition, and has acted as a, you can say, an advisor to various tribal leaders, and tends to know a lot about what's going on out there. However, you have been tasked by your tribal leader, who has already left. Only four tribal leaders were there, including yours, which has just left, and now it is up to you to figure out the mysterious curse of af-Halzad and what the hell an af-Halzad actually is. So take it away, guys. Welcome to the world of Evindale. It's all yours.
What's our tribal leader's name?
Oh, our tribal leader's name is
McCurst.
McCurst. There you go.
You want to take the sock out of your mouth?
Like
It's McCurst. Sure.
Mercurst? Really?
Mercurst.
It's Merkarst.
Mercurst.
Okay, great. Hours. Who did?
And tonight's story is brought to you by Kahlua. So there's a lot of stuff going on. There are people milling about, and the Sir Khan now sits in a corner, partially waylaid and somewhat dazed from his actions. But he has two of his bodyguards, which are very confusedly holding him down as he continues to try to pick things up. Displayed out on the table, on the dais in which he had sat during these proceedings, as he listened to the tribal leaders and their various entourages, including you and the tribal leaders, are all of his birthday gifts. His birthday gifts consist of, I forgot to tell you this, consisted of a very ornate dagger, jewel encrusted and slightly curved in design. The other one was a crystal skull, which was supposedly had been unearthed from a nearby hilly mountain area. Also, hold on, let me write this down. I got that. The other one was a drinking vessel, of which he tonight only used, that was the only thing he did use to drink. And your own tribal leader had given him a pouch of coins. But this was not an ordinary pouch of coins. This was platinum pieces directly from the spine, the dwarven range. And it was their currency, which only outsiders, which outsiders almost never see.
Wow.
All right, well, I know that if anything's going to make a man go woo in the head, it's going to be what he either ate or drank. So is the food still on the table there, Steve?
Yeah, the food is still there on the table, all partially eaten. Now, various people have had at it, and this includes you, if you so choose.
So I'm just going to go see what he was eating, and I'm going to just kind of snap. Yeah.
And someone there is one of the cooks comes over or sees you and is like, oh, we don't know if it is poisoned or not. You may not want to eat any more of it. I know that many of us have eaten, and but quite frankly, the Sir Khan tried some of this food before, and it's maybe you two will get sick after some time. He tried it yesterday and now. So I don't know if it's the food, but I don't think it's the food. My food should be good.
All right. Well, it tastes good, so you got that going for you. Who supplied the drink?
The drink was, that was from That was that was the drinking horn. The drink itself, somebody else steps on up, who was also one of the servants there, and says, it was me who supplied the drink. I can guarantee that there's nothing wrong with this at all, ever. There's never been anything wrong with my drink. I will drink it some more. This, look, is mine.
Yeah, it's fresh. It's good.
It's very fresh.
Could someone have put some poison in it after you brought it here?
No, I don't think so.
I'm going to let you guys know the food tastes great. So unless I'm affected tomorrow, because they did say that he ate it a day beforehand, I don't think it's the food and drink. Maybe what he ate on or drank out of, if anyone wants to check that out.
Well, be careful.
I want to check out the drinking ones.
You want to check out the what?
The drinking ones. Is it just like, without saying anything, just like saunters over and picks it up and looks inside it?
Yeah, so this is the drinking horn, which was given. This was cut off of some ancient beast a long time ago and is now jewel encrusted. It appears to be a long nose horn of some taken off of the skull of some ancient thing.
She doesn't show any kind of impression that this is impressive.
So you just pick it up and it's kind of...
Yeah.
Well, describe your action. Let's see what you're going to do.
Does it smell like anything specific other than what we have been drinking?
No, actually.
No.
There's a slight metal tinge to it because of the metal ornamentations, and there's a slight patina to the brass lip that goes around the edge.
The fly tansel, you're pretty brave at drinking stuff, right?
I'm sure. What was that?
You're pretty brave at just like eating stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I can eat a lot, and I can eat just about anything.
Something in here, and you try it and see what's happening. And if you turn mad, you just get Oscar to hold you down.
Oh, Ramsey, I don't like this idea.
Can we have someone maybe like see if it's magic or anything first? Because I'll drink out of it.
Okay.
But I feel like there's steps we can do before that.
I'm just trying to be efficient here.
Well, this comes into our very first action of the evening. Is there anything that anyone has that would allow them to detect the presence of magic?
So actually, I am trained in occultism.
Okay.
You are trained in that. I see here that I can indeed identify magic.
All right. And do you know what you need to roll? And if you do, describe it to all of us so we may learn.
So I'm totally gonna pick up the horn. Just gonna look at it, maybe sniff it, maybe just touch it with my tongue a little bit, and then I'm gonna roll my occultism skill, I guess, right?
Yeah, because identify magic is a trained or untrained action under that skill. Now
I only got a 14. So
you only got a 14. Okay, so. Let's take a look.
Actually, hold on. Quick question: do I add my proficiency to skill checks, or do I just do the plus?
You're going to add. Next to it? Is there a modifier on your sheet for that? There should be.
Yeah, I got a +4, so I'm assuming it's that.
Yeah.
Good. All right, so a 14.
Okay, so you got a total of 14. So identify magic. Now I know that we just went over this in the pre-game. Let's just take a look at this really quick. So identify magic. Using the skill related to the appropriate tradition, in this case a cult, as explained in Magical Traditions and Skills on page 238, which I'm on right now. Oh, right, because, okay, so there are 4 different magical traditions: occult, primal, arcane, and divine. So you have to cast the appropriate divine identify magic for that, for the particular magical tradition. You can use a skill to attempt to identify magic of a tradition other than your own at a higher DC. The GM determines whether you can do this and what the DC is. So you are going to try to identify if there is occult magic in the area. All right.
That is correct.
All right, cool. So once you discover that an item, location, or an ongoing effect is magical, you can spend 10 minutes to try to identify the particulars of its magic. If your attempt is interrupted, you must start over. The GM sets the DC for your check, and cursed or esoteric subjects usually have a higher DC or might even be impossible to identify using this activity alone. Heightening a spell doesn't increase the DC to identify it. If you get a critical success, you learn all of the attributes of the magic, including its name before an effect, what it does, and by the way, this is a secret roll, so I have to roll for you. It is a concept concentrate, meaning that it does take a length of time. It's a concentrate action, an exploration action, and a secret action. And secret actions in Pathfinder Second Edition mean that I have to go like...
So, quick question before you look at that result.
Yeah.
So, since it's in an area, I think you said, would I just be able to try to identify magic of occultism on all of his gifts at once?
Well, according to this, you would be able to, let's see, if I understood this correctly, once you discover that an item, location, or ongoing effect is magical, you can spend 10 minutes to try to identify the particulars of its magic. So this is assuming that magic is in the area. So first, I have to say, we're going to keep the roll, which I have right here. Actually, let me jot that down so I don't forget it. And
so we have to first
have to know that it is. Yeah, because we also learned in stealth now that there is an undetected, you don't know if there's magic in the area because it's undetected. Hidden, meaning you know that there's magic in the area, but you don't know where it is or it is observable. So that may be the same thing. So I guess the real question is, can we detect magic first? And that is a spell.
Well, who gave the horn as a gift too? Because I mean, we can always just ask him, "Hey, is this magical?"
The horn was given by your tribal leader, who has since left because of the mere mortal wounds.
Great.
I thought you mentioned that a pouch of coins came from her.
The House of Coins was. Oh, I'm sorry. The drinking horn had come from Azak. Yes, you are correct. Sorry, I forgot about that.
All right, and Azak's a big scary guy, right?
Azak is Azak is like the friend, the tribal leader.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's the older human, the advisor.
Izzy, you want to go talk to Azak find out where he got this thing, maybe if it's magic or not?
Sure.
Thank
I can do
you.
that. Yeah, I can do that.
Steve, the guy that did the damage, that went crazy, is he still in the room?
Yes, the Seer Khan is still seated in the room, being held down precariously by his bodyguards as he continues to try to rage every now and then. He's still there, seething some kind of an anger, and he can't get up.
Do you want me to jog his mind?
1 second, please. Hold on to your action because another character has been requested to do something. Izzy.
Yeah. Well, so Azak, is he just nearby, or where do I find him?
He's there in the room, and we can assume that everyone that I have listed, with the exception of your own tribal leader, is still in the room.
Okay. So, okay, well, I'm saunter up to him. I never walk. I'm always saunter. So...
Can you describe what you do?
Well, I will walk up to him. I will put on my most charming smile, which isn't, I'm like, Azak, where do you get that horn?
Oh, the horn?
Yeah.
The horn, it comes from our old tribe, and is was old gift from my family from ages ago.
So it's been in your family for a long, long time.
Well, at least 3 generations, yes.
Interesting. Is there something special about this horn?
Yes.
Except that it is very beautiful.
Oh, it is a very lovely horn, yes, but it is very special. We do not know how it was made, but I do believe it was my great-great-great-grandfather who made it from the head of a giant beast skull that was once found in the desert.
Fascinating. So, has anyone tried to drink anything out of this horn before?
Oh, all the time we drink from it during the festivities, which, why, for the Seer Khan's birthday, I bring and I give it to him.
Oh, I see. Well, that makes total sense. I get it. Well, thank you so much for your time. I might have some more questions for you later.
I am always here at the service of the Seer Khan and the tribal leaders.
Thank you. You're a perfect gentleman.
Oh, thank you very much. I like your eyes.
Oh. So she walks back and go back to Ramsey. But it doesn't seem like he knows anything. Everybody uses it all the time.
Har asks, Easy, what did you learn from Azak?
Well, it's been in their home and in their family for like many years. It's probably those stick beast of some kind, and they drink from it all the time. So it doesn't seem like it is something that's been going on with this war for a long time. If it's something special about it now, it's been applied to it later. Is at least my theory. Do you guys have any questions I should ask him? Because he seems to like me now.
But did you ask if it was magic?
I did not ask if it was magic. I asked if it was special.
Well, people have drunk out of it before too. So I mean, have they noticed anybody acting weird? I suppose not. Otherwise, they wouldn't be giving it to other people to drink.
No, and you can't just ask people things of magic, Ramsey.
It's true. That's a weird question. Yeah. Has anybody checked up on the berserking sir over there? Because I mean, like, maybe we can figure out what sort of symptoms he's got and try to figure it out from there. I mean, I don't know much about medicine and diagnoses.
The Sir Khan still sits there being held down by two very large bodyguards. Let me go! I will rip everyone to shreds!
All right, so yeah, he's still here.
I actually have something. I have a medicine as skill. Can I test this out?
Yeah, sure. Let's find out what actions are available under the medicine skill.
Wisdom is what this goes under.
Yep.
So what I do is a D20 plus whatever I have in medicine, right?
Yeah. So what you can do is you can treat diseases, poisons, or what have you, or treat wounds, or administer first aid. Let's see if there's anything in here about an actual diagnosing. So in this case, what we're going to do is find out. We're going to use a recall knowledge. So this is going to take about 10 minutes or more. You can use this to perform forensic examinations if you spend 10 minutes or more, directed by your GM, checking for evidence such as wound patterns. Since you don't have to do that, let's see if there's anything that you might be able to figure out with diseases, injuries, or poisons. So make a wisdom check and add in your medicine modifier for a recall knowledge check.
Okay, so 20 plus medicine.
Yep.
Oh, 20. 24.
You got a total of 24. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. First off, everyone knows that this particular Sir Khan, Azad, has always been level-headed. He's never flown into a raid, so you know that there's something weird about this, but you already knew that. So you are looking for knowledge above and beyond that, which you have already observed. In this case, all you can tell is that he is filled with some kind of thing akin to what maybe Ox has done in the past, our friend Ox over here, who sometimes goes out on barbaric rages, and it looks very, very similar to that. But other than that, you don't see anything. Of course, I'm sure you don't get too close to him because he's... Come here!
I will circle him from a distance. I will bring Oscar with me just in case.
Oh, Oscar, you're being brought over to the
Yeah, come on. I need some help here, just in case, your safety.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, man.
So, Oscar, you take a look around. Neither of you, actually, if you have a medicine skill, go ahead and roll it. One of the things that, while he's doing that, one of the things that we notice about skills is that there is a +2, a +4, a +6, or a +8 that you can get to it depending on your proficiency within that skill. Or it's actually also starts off with a +0 for untrained. If you are trained, then you get a +2, expert +4, master +6, and legendary training in it would give you a +8. Oscar, what do you got?
And yes, I am trained in it, and I rolled a 14.
Ooh, so that's your total, and that includes your modifiers, right?
Yeah, I'm rolling off Hero Lab Online, so I get a full number.
Okay. Unfortunately, you don't see anything different about him. As a matter of fact, you're very accustomed to his state, but he seems really unrestrained and undisciplined in his approach. Not that you are any more so, but this isn't him. You all have met the Sir Khan in the past, and he's normally very calm and very patient, and he discusses things in a very level way. And this time he actually wants to drink your own blood out of your own skull.
You know how I get mad? Well, he's mad like me, but it's not normal. Something made him this way, not like I get mad.
So when you get mad, it's normal. If he gets mad, it's not normal. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, kinda.
That doesn't make sense at all, but sure.
So like he was affected by something, not just really mad all the time inside.
Mm.
Okay, so you're mad inside all the time, but he's...
All the time.
Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, like I'm sad inside all the time. You're mad inside all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, got it. Okay.
Ramsey, I could detect magic on
Speak up, Eldris.
I could detect magic on the items. I could.
I mean, if we know they're magical, yeah, we could try to decipher what sort of magic effects they are. But our issue right now is we're not actually 100% sure if the items in question are magical.
Oh, I could do that.
You could do that. Do that.
Okay. And she goes over to the 4 items, the dagger, skull, vessel, and coins. And she just kind of sets them away from all the other ones, if they haven't already been set away from the other ones as pretty gifts. And she's going to detect magic.
Okay, for if you guys happen to be running Sirenscape, I just kicked on the sound, so you may start hearing some stuff in the background. Maybe we will. Let's find out. You're also going to hear some murmurs. This is the people there in the background. So you begin to cast Detect Magic. Can you tell us a little bit more about it? Is it work any different than... Well, actually, you've never played a wizard before. So... Okay.
Yeah, we've had Detect Magic happen on occasion in the game.
He's been wizard adjacent.
So it's a cantrip. To my understanding, a cantrip I can cast, like, anytime I want.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah. Okay, so I can trip it.
Okay, so it takes 2 actions normally.
2 actions.
Because there are typically 3 actions, but then again, we're not in any kind of an encounter mode, or that requires initiative. So yeah, you begin to cast it. It's going to take just a couple of seconds to do. You send out a pulse that registers the presence of magic. You receive no information beyond the presence or absence of magic. You can choose to ignore magic you're fully aware of, such as the magic items or ongoing spells of you and your allies. That's
Nice.
different.
That's cool.
That's different than Pathfinder First Edition. You detect illusion magic only if that magic's effect has a lower level than the level of your detect magic spell. By the way, guys, anybody here who has ever used spells in the past, many times spells now grow as you level. They just don't remain static and start eating up like first level spell slots. However, items that have an illusion aura aren't deceptive in appearance, such as the invisibility potion, typically are detected normally. So yeah, you begin to cast it. It goes out in a 30-foot emanation, and at first you begin to see the colors of things as they shift, and then you see the colors begin to subside as everything begins to go monochrome and leaving only the magical items illuminated in some kind of a colorful aura. And there you can see amongst them all the dagger itself seems to have a glow.
Oh, Ramsey, that one. That one is magic. The dagger.
All right. Well, let's take a look. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to kind of look at it. And I'm going to... Actually, you want to use that roll that you did before for the occult check, Steve? Or you want me to...
Yeah, so now you're going to use identifying magic. Absolutely. If you don't mind, what's your modifier on that? I don't have your sheet handy.
I believe it's a +4. Let me just double check right quick. Yes, +4.
Magic.
As you begin to spend now you begin to spend about 10 minutes taking a look at it and you begin to study it. Now that you know that magic is in the area, you begin to concentrate on that. Excuse me, just what do you think you are doing? Says Elam, the tall human whose lands are about to be taken by the Seer Khan because his people are dying.
Oh, I was just looking at this pretty...
And the moment you speak, you're going to have to start your 10-minute count all over again.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I was just looking at this pretty nice he got a really lot of nice gifts, and I mean, I'm just admiring the hell out of this knife. Where'd you get this thing?
This is not yours to look at. This is someone else's. This is the Circon. I will rip your skull from your spine. It is his now. You have to deal with him. He stands back, and as if his words alone were enough to cause you fears to do nothing against the dagger, he even turns his back against you and walks defiantly away. Now, of course, as a tribal leader, and you are not, but if you want to look around, no one's really there to stop you anymore, except for the Circon, who's still being held in the chair, and the two bodyguards are going.
Oscar creates a wall between Remzi and everyone else so he can look at the dagger unbothered.
You are fairly large. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I am.
You go to stand there and hey, Remzi, you're a what again?
I am a rogue.
I mean,
a goblin?
You're a goblin, yeah. So compared to the half-orc now standing behind you, not a problem. You are, and now the bodyguards are still looking at you. They're off to the side of the table, and you're approaching the table, I assume from the front or what have you. Mm-hmm. And Remzi is, or excuse me, Oscar has now inserted himself between you and the rest of the crowd. The bodyguards are looking like they want you to figure out what's going on there. And they're looking at the table, and they're looking at your methods, and so you do know that you are being watched. But other than that, it seems to be permission.
And Remzi, for your clarification, I'm 7 feet tall, 350 pounds. Have fun.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go.
So I will use him as a human shield, and I will get back to my
half orc and shield. Get it right.
So some time begins to pass. What are the rest of you doing? Let's go on over.
I have a question.
Yep.
Were we asked to remove weapons when we attended this event?
Mm-mm.
We're not.
Nope.
Okay. I would like to strike up a conversation with any other apt fighter.
Okay.
So I walk up to another fighter and say, "That's a nice sword. Can I see it?"
Are you indicating the one at his hip?
Yeah.
He looks at
Sword
you.
there, or you're just happy to see me?
That's what I was thinking too. Sorry.
So, yes. He takes it out of the sheath, a scimitar, draws it out, takes the edge away from you, and holds it out. May I ask why?
I was admiring the curve of the sword. I wanted to see it in person.
You've never seen a curve? You've never seen a scimitar before?
The sheath made it look more beautiful than I expected.
Are you saying that my blade is not beautiful? This has been handed down from my father and from his mother before him.
It is a wonderful blade.
Give me my sword back. Just takes a sword, resheathes it, turns away. The rest of that entourage now begin to exit the tent, not because of anything that you do. They just happen to have been doing that. Take it away, guys. What else are you doing?
So the exchange between Remzi and Elam, that was fairly public, correct?
Everyone
in my
saw
assumption? Everyone saw that. Okay. So that would lead me to believe that I also saw the obstruction. But San would want to approach Elam, provide a secondary distraction. So, he would look back, see the orc, not see the goblin. But you got to get through the elf cleric first, because I'm going to try to gather information from him.
Okay. Oh, wow. All right. Awesome. How do you approach him? Go ahead. Describe what you do.
So, having heard the exchange of ideas between his cohorts, San will slowly approach, not from the back. He'll take a little wider way so he doesn't sneak up on him, and he'll just calmly put on a smile, fold his hands in front of his chest, and go, I do wish to apologize for Ramsey. He's not particularly tactful, but do understand our endeavors are just to make sure that the Seer Khan is looked after, he's cared for, and whatever afflicts him, however unnatural it may be. It is unnatural, and so we wish to do what we can. You are a tribal leader and would likely have observed the actions of him. Was there anything in particular you noticed in his behaviors before he began acting so unnaturally?
Elam takes a moment. He looks back and he sees the half-orc standing there. And he immediately looks away from the half-orc. Apparently, Oscar, you just did something that caused him to shirk away in fear momentarily. Elam looks back at you. He's our Seer Khan. And all I can tell you is that whatever it is that is happening is evil, and it must be stopped, but there's nothing that any of us can do. Stay away from that dagger, you! Turns back a look, and then Oscar... What do you do when Elam looks over at you? In that look alone, that's enough.
I speak in Orc.
Okay.
Do not yell at me. Does he understand Orcish?
You don't know if he does or not.
Well, the reason I ask is because the intimidating glare, I'm going to add that to demoralize him, because if he doesn't understand my language, I can...
So you are using the intimidate action?
Yes, the intimidating glare, yep.
Okay, cool.
Wait, you can intimidate someone more if they don't understand your language?
This specific thing is called intimidating glare, and I can demoralize with a mere glare. When I do, they lose their auditory trait, and they gain demoralized loses the auditory trait and gains a visual trait, and I don't take a penalty if the creature doesn't understand my language.
Okay.
So I'm just going to demoralize him. Yeah.
Yeah, and you are choosing a creature within 30 feet of you who you are aware of. You're going to attempt an intimidation check against the target's will DC. So go ahead and roll, please.
Which roll am I giving? An intimidate?
Yeah.
Got it?
Yep.
Got it. Total of 11.
11. And let me just take a look at his thingy here. This is why I really need to print this stuff up in advance. Here we go. He's taking a look at you, and this is going against his will DC. Let me go to the play tab. Play tab. Is this thing loading? Yes, it is. Here we go. Will. Okay. He looks at you and he shirks away in absolute disgust, but he doesn't seem... You don't see his shoulders fall in a subservient kind of way.
Okay.
See what I mean? Everything that your leader has brought into this area is disgusting and smells like pig's piss.
Odor aside, we believe that something's happened to him. And if something's happened to him, it's because someone wanted something happened to him. So, do you recall if there was a particular gift that he was focused on before?
I would like you to also make an
mad.
intimidation check. This is charisma based. However, you're going to use the coerce action.
Ooh, nice.
So make your intimidation, if you happen to have a modifier in intimidation.
Also, I got that gather info roll.
Oh, yeah, whichever one you want to use. If you are planning on making a roll, however, just let me know that you are actually performing the action. Well, I'm still very new to it, so I'm trying to decipher the actions.
Yeah, so the plan was gather information. That was a 19 on the source diplomacy.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out if...
Very diplomatic.
Yeah, I want to get his witness statement to see if he can testify what item he may have interacted with before he went crazy, if that matches up with everybody else's thing, and if he's lying during that.
Well, hold on. Let's not visit your character's intentions. Let's see if we can actually roleplay the entire exchange. So give me the question that you want to get information for.
The question was, what did he interact with before he started going crazy?
How should I know? I saw him there. You all saw him there. He stood there and looked at us. He hates us all, you know. Wants to take all of our lands away. Now why is it only we 4 tribal leaders out of the 12 in this region were invited? All of us have reason to do something against him. But I assure you, I do not know anything in particular about him or what he was doing, because I do not like him.
Daron, maybe his bodyguards know.
And you see some standing about 10 feet away from him in a corner of the tent, talking amongst themselves, the 4 entourage members. Many of them looking emaciated, one of which looks diseased.
Thank you for your candor. And San will immediately start walking over to the bodyguards to interview them, because if they weren't observant.
Are these Ilan's bodyguards, or are they
Yes.
the Sir Khan's bodyguards?
Oh, the Sir Khan's bodyguards.
Oh, you're going to the bodyguards of the Sir Khan, the 2 of them that are holding him down.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought that you were going to Elam's entourage. Okay.
No, I'm done with him.
All right.
Come here, tasty elf. I will use your ears as toothpicks.
Do you want me to help you guys too?
It may be wise to have another pair of hands on him.
And as you approach, you can see the goblin studying carefully the dagger from behind the orc's back, with the Sir Khan's bodyguards every now and then looking at what it is he's doing, just with curiosity. But most of their attention is being held and keeping this tremendous Sir Khan from pulling people apart.
Idris will try and take the place of Oscar, but she's so much skinnier, and there's just, even a goblin could not hide behind her, but she's gonna try.
Ahar walks over to assist in this.
Okay. What does Ahar look like, by the way?
Kind of a rangy human, dark hair, close cropped.
Did you say mangy?
No, rangy.
Rangy.
Yeah. And hair, dark hair, close cropped, mustache, beard. Skin is kind of, weathered a little bit from, time in the desert.
Okay.
He he tears a bit from one of his eyes, quite a bit. And every while he'll just, wipe.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, you go on over to the bodyguards, and they're looking at you like, okay, I assume you want to speak with us.
You're speaking to me?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You.
No worries.
It's all relative here in a video conference.
I can tell you're occupied with your duties in protecting the Sir Khan, and I wouldn't want to take up much of your time, but I did want to ask, since we are looking for a potential culprit in terms of his condition being so unnatural.
I want to eat your Adam's apple.
Shh, Sir Khan. Go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he just sort of nods and...
I can take your place so you can talk to San.
No. Back down.
Did you notice that he had interacted with any of the gifts before his behavior began to shift?
The last thing that we saw was he lifted up the dagger and took it out of its sheath and wanted to use it. At first, he was going to use it to cut apart the meat on his plate, which he had already been eating at this time. He had already drunk from the horn, so that we had seen, and he counted the coins. He held the skull up to firelight and looked deep inside of it to see the crystal pattern. So he interacted with everything, but the last one that he saw was the dagger.
The dagger, you say? Very good.
With that, I would like everyone to make a perception check. And
18.
let's. What'd you get?
18.
You got an 18. That's actually good enough for you. Everyone else, you'll be able to pick up the cues from here. When you say that, so repeat the last thing you said, please.
So it was the dagger, you say?
At that point, there's something of a scuffle in the corner of the tent. Elam now ducking very quickly under the tent flap in order to go outside. His 4 entourage members, 2 of them immediately following him, the other 2 looking at each other like, what? And both of them look at you, look away, look at each other, and boom, immediately leave the tent as well. Oh,
those guys down.
Now, Remzi, now you're looking at the dagger still.
Oh, so I was about to say, would I perceive this or should I not roll at all?
No, you would not be able to because you're standing
That's cool.
away from, and it's actually Oscar that's blocking your view of the rest of the room as well. However, about 10 minutes has passed through all of these exchanges and the conversations with Elam and what have you. What you do pick up on is something extraordinary. First off, this is an emotion. There is something magical about it. You begin to study the auras that the elbow, apparently here, that the wizard had indicated in her use of detect magic. And you concentrate on the purple aura that she described, this shivering aura that seems to also shimmer every now and then. And as you do, you see underneath that something else, something different, something that shimmers of black and interchanges with red, indicating something that that affects emotions. This, my friend, is a cursed object.
Would I know how the curse is released? Because I know that it was mentioned when it came out. I'm assuming it's sheathed now.
It apparently needs to taste the blood of an enemy. Particularly that of the Sir Khan, the cursed one himself.
Dig it, dig it. It's a cursed dagger.
Thank you.
That guy.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
I will actually start running.
Roll
after
for
them.
initiative. So the way that initiative works is the very last action that you guys had taken is going to be the roll that you would have used. So in this case, that you would use for initiative. So the initiative modifier itself no longer around. For those of you that did not conduct any actions recently, like within the past 6 seconds or so, please make a perception check. For the rest of you, let's say you had just got finished using Identify. I have news for you. I rolled a 20. And that's why you got so much information off of that Identify magic. So you'll be able to use your Identify magic as your initiative check. Izzy, what do we got?
14.
All right. So we have a 14. Lou, what do you got?
19.
19. Okay. And that is Lou. Mads, what do we have?
20.
20. Excellent. And that is Mads. Okay. Mr. Maphis.
I got a 12.
No, dude, I gave you the Identify magic. That's a 20 plus your Identify magic score. That's what you're using.
Good. Awesome.
So that's what you were doing when all this started to go down. What was it?
It was the 20 plus 4, 24.
So 24. Okay, 24. I don't understand how the Identify magic would work in terms of initiative, but I guess with this information, now you're infused by it. You immediately begin looking for the culprit, and that gives you, because you had the idea, and everyone else started to react to that idea. That's why I'm using that. Mr. Little, what do you got?
Based on my previous perception, it's an 18.
Okay, 18. Let's see. Okay, and Wraith Kell.
24.
And a 24 there. All right, you two decide, and this is straight out of the book. You two decide, Wraith and Maphis decide who goes first.
I was going to let Oscar go first just because he's bigger and stronger than I am.
Yeah,
Follow the tank.
First, yep.
Okay, you got it. So, Oscar, declare your action. Keep in mind, free actions such as talking, you are limited to a single sentence during this time. You do have 3 actions, one of which is to stride, which is a move up to your move. Of course, you can strike and do other things like that. The chase rules themselves, if I read them correctly, like yesterday or the day before, chase rules are simple. If you can get him in this one turn and his match is equal to or greater than yours, then he is yours. If not, then he escapes and flees. Other than that, Oscar, what's your actions?
Ox introduce fall the maul now. Me go. Pull out the maul and go out.
Okay, so you're going to take one action, a manipulate action, which is to draw the weapon.
Out.
You're then going to take a move action to go out. He is already ahead of you. You still have one action left. What are you doing with it?
Yeah, so my speed is 25 feet. Are we allowed to move twice in second edition?
I don't see any reason why not.
Okay, so then I will move twice and get there.
All right, and so you do, and you can see that they have already spent like 3 of their actions moving the hell out of the way.
Of course.
However, for those that just exited the tent flap, the 2 there that were a little bit confused, they are standing there within 10 feet. Before you spend your third action, it will give you the opportunity to interact with them. What would you like to do? They have weapons on them, but they are not drawn.
I will grab the closest one by the back of his collar and hold him in the air.
Okay, yeah, you're holding him dangling on up. We now go to the fly, Remzi himself.
So I'm going to leave the tent where they left. So that'll be my first move action, I suppose.
Yep, that's your stride. What else?
What does it look like outside the tent? Like,
well, here you can see Oscar. He's holding one person up, and the other person's like, "Hi!" and starts drawing his web, or at least like he's about to do that. The other 2 are about like 60 feet ahead or so. Actually, about 90 feet ahead. While Ilam is way in the distance.
Cool. Is there any place that I can like try to get a bird's eye view of this thing?
You'd have to climb on top of a canvas tent.
Yeah, let's not do that. I will use my second action to draw out my short sword.
Okay, so you have a stride and a manipulate. What else are you doing?
And then there's that other guard that's with Oscar, so I'm going to go after that guy.
So you're going to strike. All right, go ahead and roll to hit with that particular weapon.
Or you could have climbed on top of Ox.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I got to go more weapons. I have a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that absolutely hits his AC, which is in this case is a 16. And
that's
roll for damage.
Oh gosh. So it should be what I roll plus my 6 damage.
Yeah. So to hit and damage, this all looks pretty much the same. It's blunt, slashing, and piercing weapons is how the categories are still done. Really nothing special in this case. There's a little bit of difference in how shields operate. We just found out. Other than that, how much damage did you do?
6 damage.
6 damage. So he's very confused. Describe your attack, please.
Sure. So I was sprinting towards where they were running, and I saw that Oscar's got one, and the other guy is kind of there, confused / going for his weapon, and I'm just gonna like stab at his thigh / knee area.
Dude! It pierces him into the thigh. He's like, "Oh!" and he starts dropping. Next move, we have Mads. What do you got?
Idris is going to follow her best pal in the world, Remzi, out of the tent without hesitation.
Awesome. And once you expend that stride action, you go outside. You can see that he's stabbing Remzi into somebody's thigh. The guy's about to drop. Meanwhile, Oscar's like holding up another one by the scruff, and the guy's like, What are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna.
Oh, and you can see the fleeing emissaries, the 2 other guards, and Elam in the distance.
How far away are they from us now?
About 90 feet.
Okay.
90 feet? Oh, no.
Hurry up. I got it.
Okay. She's going to, what was it called? Delay or hold an action?
Sure. So, yeah, you spent a single stride, and you want to delay or you want to ready? You want to ready an action. Okay,
yes.
What is your trigger? So the ready action is going to eat up your 2 remaining actions that you have this turn, and it's going to, now you have to set the circumstances of the trigger.
Oh, wait, don't I have to ready an action at the beginning of the turn? I already moved.
No, you moved, and no, it's going to be these are your 2 actions. So go ahead. What do you want your trigger to be?
Okay, if that guard that Remzi is attacking attempts to attack Remzi, I'm gonna hit him with electric arc.
Okay, so that's going to allow yourself to take an action out of sequence. It's not going to replace your initiative. It's simply going to allow you to take your action at a later time. Lou, you go.
The two that they caught up with were the emaciated ones, like the scraggly ones.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna use
stragglers.
I'm gonna use all 3 actions and chase down the other ones that are probably the ones that actually have information. Maybe.
Okay. What's your movement?
30.
30. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3. You're gonna 30,
Yeah.
60, 90. That's
Full
going to.
tilt.
Yeah, man, that's going to place you within that. I'm not sure in Pathfinder Second Edition if there's a such thing as run, which would allow you to normally take an additional action or something like that. That may be something that you want to look at. But until we find out for sure, you have a 90-foot stride that you use. Mr. Little.
All right. First, he's going to call out to the crowd of people who have not engaged. And he just says, Elam has cursed your Sir Khan and must be apprehended. And then two strides towards the fleeing Elam.
You can hear a war horn in the distance after you proclaim that. People outside of the camp, of which there are many, because this was only inside of the chieftain's tent. You look outside and you can see tribal people like looking around, many of which you know for a fact do not like Elam. And with that, they begin summoning together their forces, and horses and more begin. The barding gets being put on because some of it was taken off because it was night and this is not a war zone. So it's going to take them a little bit of time to get ready, but they're all ready and ready to go. Are you doing anything else? Because you took a stride to get out there. You took a free action to speak a single sentence. Are you doing anything else with your other 2 actions?
Oh, yeah, it's 2 actions. I was going to dedicate 2 to striding. But if I have a free action, then I'll interact with my Morningstar and just get that out as an incentive to...
Well, that would be a manipulate action unless you have a feat that would allow that to turn into a free action. However, which I don't even know if one exists. But your speech is that free action. You are allowed that one thing, so you've already committed your free action.
Yes, that's yeah. I don't have something that would allow a manipulate action as free. So 2 strides and manipulate.
Okay, and the manipulate is to draw out your weapon.
Draw out the Morningstar.
Got it.
Yes.
So you are now 30 feet away from the prey, and of course, during their turn, they are going to be further away at that.
My speed is 25, so I think I'm 40 away.
Oh, yeah, you are. Thank you for that correction. Izzy, what are you doing?
Well, everybody left, so I'm following.
Well, you heard the cry and everything like that, so and this is all taking place within the span of 6 seconds.
Yeah, no, she was kind of on thoughts. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll be leaving. So she's following the ox.
Okay, so everyone else is shifting out of the tent, and you're like, okay.
Whatever.
All right.
Yeah, I'm following the rest of them. Can I see the fleeing party?
You do. So you spend 1 stride action to get 30 feet. What's your base movement?
Oh, man. 30 feet.
Okay, so you spend 1 stride action to get out there for 30 feet. You can see the situation. Oscar's still like, ah! And this guy's still dangling around, and he's starting to reach for a weapon in his side. There's one guy who's just gotten stabbed in the thigh. You see those are the sick and the diseased one. You see the 2 well ones are already in the distance. While 50 feet ahead of you, 50 feet ahead of you is whatchamacallit, is the cleric, Mr. Little. That's you, right? Yeah, you're the cleric.
Yeah, I'm the cleric.
Okay. Yeah, we need better name tags. I can barely see these things on the screen. And directly behind them, however, is Ahar. Yeah, Ahar's right.
Yeah. I should be on their tails, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
So Ilan and company, they're like 50 feet away from me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and then I see San and Ahai after them. And how far away from me are they?
How far away is?
Well, your movement is 30, right?
Yeah, so I just want to know the distance between me and you and Little.
Oh, and Firan?
Yeah, either Thiran-san or Ahar. Both of those, because I want to...
Okay, so Thiran, you stated, Mr. Little, you stated your movement as 25, so that is 50 feet away from the entrance of the tent.
Yes.
Okay, so
40,
he is
40
50 feet
behind them.
So he is 50 feet away from you.
Right. All right. Okay. Well, there's not much I can do.
Well, that was only one stride action. You still have. Remember, there are 3 actions in any turn.
Okay.
And stride is an action. Yours is 30 feet of movement, so you can go 30, 60, 90. That would be your 3 stride actions, which would put you right up there with Ahar at the feet of the 2 emissaries.
Okay. So if I use another stride action, can I be within 30 feet of them?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I do that, and I will cast guidance on Kevin.
On who?
On Tharan San, on the cleric.
Ah. Okay. Yeah. In which case, you pass him a little bit, but you can do this right then. That's fine. So you cast guidance, and can you tell us what guidance does?
So guidance is divine guidance, and granting the target a +1 status bonus to 1 attack roll, perception check, saving throw, and or skill check.
So essentially, any D20 check, he gets a bonus +1.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
So keep that in mind, son. All right. We continue at the top of the round. The emissaries now take 3 stride actions, moving ahead by 90. However, this would mean that they are moving through a threatened square. So this is going to provoke now Ahar. Do you have the ability to have an attack of opportunity? If we read the rules correctly, attacks of opportunity can only be taken by those that have that as a class feature, which Ahar, you are a fighter, therefore you should have that, if I'm not mistaken.
+2 circumstance bonus to initiative rolls. I don't see it specifically listed on the sheet.
Okay, let me just see if I have it listed as a class feature here. I'm gonna go under fighter. Let me just make it. Attack of opportunity. You gain the attack of opportunity reaction. So yes, not only can you take, on your turn you'll be able to take that reaction. So. Yeah, on your turn, you'll be able to take a reaction, of which attack of opportunity is now. So just as a quick little refresher during a turn, you get the 3 actions, which we've already seen and gone through, but you do also get a single reaction, of which attack of opportunity is one of them. And you do have that, and shield block, if you do have a shield, as your class features as a fighter. So in this case, they are there. They're just, you just managed to catch up to them. They now want to bolt ahead because I didn't give you the opportunity to have a reaction to them being in proximity. This may be a little bit out of line on my part, but whatever. I'm going to allow you an attack of opportunity as they are now moving away, and you came up behind them. They may not have even known that you were there. So why don't you go ahead and make an attack if you so choose, or you can do something else.
Single attack?
Yep, single attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a swing.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. You're going to make a strike action.
Ooh, 19 on the die. But they +8, so a 27 total.
27 total. That actually, that goes above, that more than by 10 over their AC, which then qualifies for a critical. And this is when we need that video thing that goes critical hit. Anyway, so you now have a critical hit. And critical hit is it's one thing that we didn't look up. What is a critical hit effect for weapons? Anyone?
Double. It's the dice one more time. So if you have a 1d4, it's now a 2d4.
There you go.
Crit is a 2d8 +6.
Oh God. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Ooh.
What do you got?
5. 11 total.
Got 11 total. Hold on. All right. You do enough damage to one of them where he's now crippled. He falls down on the ground. You got him right in the back of the leg. Well, actually, you describe your attack. Why am I doing it?
Well, I want to slow him down, so I really was kind of going for his hammy. I was just kind of string it a little bit and just,
Okay.
All right. Just in case he wants to keep running. Yeah. He's going to leave a trail of blood, too, so there's that.
Well, describe your attack.
So I'm just running, and, he's trying to get past, and I just unsheath the left one, and I just one quick motion, like
The
right
left
across
one.
the back of his legs.
I would like to note that your character does have 2 blades, one on each of his hips, correct?
I do.
Okay, awesome. So the left one you do in a single swift motion, you manage to pull that out. Typically, in order to pull out a weapon, that is a maneuver action. In this case, so we'll just say that you are quick enough to do it in this one instance, considering that you rolled so damn high and you got a critical success. You drew it out in a single swing. You managed to get him right across the back of the hamstring, and he falls flat. Ugh. Causing his friend as a reaction to stop and turn and take a look at what the hell happened. He stops as his turn, draws his weapon, and comes down on you for a single strike. Will a 11 hit your AC?
I have an AC of 18.
Okay, so no. And now he's going to take a -5 to hit. See if he gets it again. I roll a nat 20.
Uh-oh.
However, apparently, what does rolling a natural 20 do in Pathfinder Second Edition?
I have not seen it mentioned anywhere.
Yeah,
nothing really. Yeah.
Apparently nothing.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
that
because
means
critical is now a
Come
10
on.
range.
you no longer. That's exactly it.
Right.
So you need to roll the AC plus 10 or higher to qualify for the critical threat. Which
Are you gonna
or just for the crit itself. So
Disapprove.
he rolled a
the house
20, which is going to be +4, which is 24 minus 5, 19.
That hits.
However, what is your AC again?
18.
Right, so it's not a crit.
Oh.
It's just normal damage. So
Because it's not beyond the 10,
Oh,
right.
wow. Okay, and he only does like 3 hit points of damage on you.
Ouch.
Now, as a first level character in Pathfinder, since you just took damage, do you mind revealing how many hit points your character has at first level as a fighter?
I have 19 to start off with,
Yeah.
healthy, and now I have 16.
And yeah, Pathfinder Second Edition first level characters are all bumped up. Idris, how many hit points does your wizard have? Idris.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my name.
Yeah, Matt.
15.
How many?
15.
Yeah, so this is it's really the character. First level characters really have more of a fighting chance. So having said that, he made his 2 attacks. Elam continues to run off in the distance, and he begins to fade from view as you see him going.
Steve, actually, I want to make sure we get this right.
Yeah,
just
go ahead.
moving forward. So a natural 20 moves the success by 1 step, so it does count.
It does matter.
Oh shit. I
Okay,
didn't see that
so
anywhere.
all right, if you already, all
Good.
right, so if it was just a successful hit,
Then it would be whatever is above that. I
So
mean, I'm thinking
it would
Call of
be a
Cthulhu right now
critical
with
hit.
hard success. It is a critical?
it would be a critical success. Well, it moves it up by 1 level, so it goes from success to critical success.
Yeah, but like for next time, not this time, though.
Okay, well, no.
We'll go with it. I mean, hey.
Well, no, hold on. I have to roll it again. So it's, I believe the rules for critical success rate, since you looked it up, I believe it's you're going to roll your dice twice and then you add in any additional strength modifiers to it.
Yeah, so whatever the weapon is that guy is using, it say, for example, it's a 1d4 plus 2. The actual crit would be a 2d4 plus 4.
Oh, so it is the whole thing
bumps
is then
up the
total.
bonus as well. Yeah.
Okay, so then you take an additional 7 points of damage on top of that.
Okay.
Good thing you got that healthy amount of hit points.
Yeah,
Seriously.
those are dwindling quick. So I took 3, so another 4, so I'm at the 12.
Yep. The diseased and the fighting guy, the guy who got it in the thigh, he's not doing. He said, "Please stop! Please put us down!" And that takes us on over to Oscar.
With my free action to drop an item, I'm going to drop him on the dude that's fighting the fly, so they're now going to fall on each other. And then I'm going to go into a rage,
Crumple.
and then I'm going to attack him.
Oh God,
Those
you're
are my 3 actions.
okay, Remzi. You see that Oscar is now getting into a rage. Wraith, can you tell us a little bit more about rage and what that actually does to you? Just very quick. What modifiers do you get?
Yes, you deal 2 additional damage with melee weapons and unarmed attack, and the additional damage is halved if my weapons or unarmed attack is agile. So the agile doesn't get that brutal double bonus. You only get it like for the rage. I take a -1 penalty to my AC, and I cannot use actions with concentrate trait unless they have the rage trait. But I can seek while raging.
Okay, awesome. You guys really haven't seen Oscar rage too many times before, but you have seen him do it, and it's almost never a pretty picture. So now that you have begun your rage, what else can you do, or will do?
Ball hits you.
And I hit him with the maul.
Okay, go ahead, and that's a strike action.
That is my strike action. This is going to be absolutely disgusting.
You need to make your rolls.
Yep, doing it right now. I only get one, though, because I... actually, no, I get two, because I dropped him for free, got the weapon out, so that's two.
And starting rage, is that an action in and of itself?
Yeah, that is an action, so that's I only get 2 attacks.
Okay, well, right, free, and then starting the rage, and then two strikes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the first attack will be a 24. Does that hit him?
Oh, yeah, it damages him.
Okay, so the damage is a total of 12.
Okay. Oh, God.
And the second is a 20. That hits him.
Yeah.
And that becomes a 12 as well.
Ah, stop! I don't... Oh, no!
He stops moving almost instantly upon that second attack. The guy that you stabbed, Ramsey, is not feeling it at all. He just saw his friend's skull get crushed, and he's trying to scramble away.
Ox broke him. You're next.
Ramsey, you go.
You got this one, Ox, and I'm literally just going to sprint after the guy who's important.
Okay.
Go get him, Ramsey.
So you're
my movement
sprinting.
is 25, though, so I am a little slower.
Okay. Hey, guys, keep something in mind. While speech is a free action, you can pretty much do it at any time. Try to keep them at a minimum, especially when it comes down to speech. Otherwise, we can't necessarily hear each other. So you're taking 3 sprint actions?
Yep.
Okay, you got it. So, yeah, and what's your base move? I'm so sorry.
25.
25. All right, so, yeah, you move up by 75 feet. We now go to the wizard. Wizard.
Yeah, Idris gonna just straight up follow Ramsey. Whatever he's doing, she's gonna do too.
Yeah, so you see Ramsey has already caught up to you and is now just beginning to pass you. Little Ramsey goes straight out into the desert night. And there is sand just kicking up everywhere. Meanwhile, as you all leave the tents behind, the sounds of the night begin to pass. However, even worse, a nasty sandstorm begins to kick up in the distance and starts coming in towards you eventually whenever the sound effects start kicking in. So, yeah, you have, it's your turn. You are there. What are your actions, please?
Which one of us?
You.
Me? Oh, me.
Wizard.
I thought so Ramsey used his strides of 25, which I also have 25. He used 3 strides to catch up to the others.
Yeah, he's now 75 feet away from the tents, and you get 50 from before, so he's just zoomed past you by 25 feet or so.
Wait.
No, I was even with Ramsey outside the tent.
Oh, that's right. It was Izzy. I'm sorry. It was
And you
Izzy
guys were
before that
25
cast the
away from
spell.
the tent.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I have to use my 3 strides as well to catch up.
And so you do. Continuing, Lou. Ahar.
He, where did he hit me?
Straight across the chest. A nice little slash cut.
Straight
2 of them, yeah.
Did it break skin? I believe.
You have armor on. Did you?
I do have leather. Yeah, I have studded leather.
Okay, and what is the hardness of your leather? So this is something else that we also realize is that in Pathfinder Second Edition, armor has a hardness, and if you do enough damage to it, the item will actually break before it actually hits you. So we have to take a look at that.
And weapons do too, don't forget.
Oh, yeah, weapons do too.
Studded leather looks like it has AC bonus of +2, dex cap.
It has a hardness of 4 and a strength of 12. So I believe the hardness, what that means is it's going to reduce your attacks by 4 against it, and the strength itself, it can withstand 12 points of damage. I believe. Can someone take a look at that really quick and just to confirm that?
Sure.
I think that's how that works.
Where exactly did it list the hardness? I'm looking at equipment and armor, and it didn't list that.
It's
There's the strength, but I don't see the hardness.
Yeah, it's under the well, I happen to be using Hero Lab Online, and I pulled up the stats for studded leather. But it should also be in the core rulebook.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Is it like under armor traits, like where it would list it as flexible or noisy, or no?
Most likely. If you happen to see a description, it's going to list the item level, the price, AC bonus, dex modifier, cap, check penalty, speed penalty, armor group, strength, bulk, which is the new encumbrance rules, traits, and hardness. Okay, but either way, all right, so just as a temporary rule until we actually get the new one, so we're going to say that the hardness is 4, so that's going to deduct from the damage actually done to the leather 4 for each of those attacks, and it can withstand a total of 12. So take a look at the amount of damage done to you previously on each of those attacks.
The attacks on me.
Yeah, on each of the attacks on you from before.
Yeah, I'm down to 12 hit points, to me. So.
Okay, so, all right, so how much damage was done to you on that first attack?
It was a total of 7, I believe.
Okay, so with its hardness, if I'm reading this correctly, that would be 4 subtracted from the 7, which would mean 3 goes to the leather.
Okay.
What is the number? What was the second attack?
No, that was the full attack. It was originally 3 points, but then you actually did the additional 5 points, I think it was. So I mean the additional.
He took 2 attacks on you. Oh yeah, he took 2 attacks. He drew his weapon. That was a manipulate, and then he did 2 attacks. The second of which was a crit.
Oh, the second was the crit?
Yeah.
The first one missed.
I misunderstood.
Oh, the first one missed. Oh, thank you. All right, so it was a total of 7. So 3 go to the armor. If I'm reading this correctly, this is a lot of math in combat all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it for you.
Yeah, so it seems like you're no longer just subtracting from your hit points, but instead you're also subtracting from the armor.
So did the armor absorb those first 4?
That's what my assumption is. Yeah. So we're gonna have to take a look at that really quick. Let's just learn about this so we have it right out of the get-go.
I'm trying to find it. I can't figure out where the hell it is.
Yeah, there are 733 mentions of the word armor in here. So let me look under hardness. Let's see if we find anything there. Critical failure. Apply the item's hardness to this damage. This is no, that's repair. Okay, so maybe we can read this and find something from it. You spend 10 minutes in attempting to fix a damaged item, placing the item on a stable surface and using the repair kit with both hands, blah, blah, blah. Crit success, you restore 10 hit points to the thing. Success, you restore 5 hit points to the thing. Crit failure, you do 2d6, and you apply the item's hardness to this damage. Okay, that's not telling us much. So let's go back to objects hardness. Oh boy, there's a lot of information in here, and we're not even sure how the hell this works. Believe me, we went over a lot of the rules. Like we were all talking, like all 7 of us talking about the rules before we got going here. It
actually lists it actually lists the HP for the leather studded as 16. So hardness 4, HP 16, and BT 8.
BT 8.
Here we go. Hold on, I found something.
Oh, what do you got?
So I see a table that says damaging armor, but it says here your armor will take it's not likely your armor will take damage as explained in item damage on page 272.
Ooh, 272. Okay, let me go to page 272. Thank you.
You can choose your own adventure.
Right.
Wow, this is okay, item damage. An item can be broken or destroyed if it takes enough damage. Every item has a hardness value. Each time an item takes damage, reduce any damage by the item takes by its hardness. Okay, so I was right on that. The rest of the damage reduces the item's hit points. Okay, cool. I don't know what its strength is, though. That's curious. So there's hit points and there's strength. Normally, an item takes damage only when a creature is directly attacking it. Commonly targeted items include doors and traps. A creature that attacks you doesn't normally damage your armor or other gear, even if it hits you. However, the shield block reaction can cause your shield to take damage as you use it to prevent damage to yourself. And some monsters have exceptional abilities that can damage your items. So it looks here like that goes directly to your body, not your armor. All that did in this case is just increase your AC, making you harder to hit. So yeah, they actually, unless they were targeting your armor specifically, The damage would then go straight to your body. So there you go.
Okie doke.
So where he hit you was probably in the upper arm or some exposed part of like where the pauldron portion of your studded leather separates from the torso.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use an action. I'm gonna reach into that gap where he actually drew blood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna taste that blood, and then I'm gonna smear it on my face.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to intimidate him.
Yeah, let's do that, man. So reaching in here, that's a manipulate action. We'll say that this is all, well, you actually stopped to sniff it. So I'm going to call that as 2 manipulate actions and 1 intimidate. So go ahead.
All right.
That's hilarious.
And this is against the will TC, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a 17 total.
Yeah, can you describe what your attempt is here? Actually, roleplay it.
Yeah. Reach in. I taste it. I smear it on my face. And then I just literally just... Ah!
Oh, okay, yeah, and he begins to shirk back a little bit, not exactly knowing. Are you trying a coerce or a demoralize? I'm assuming demoralize.
No, demoralize. Yeah. I mean, if he turns tail and runs, that's fine too.
Okay.
Because I know his buddy's not dead. So.
And what was your roll?
17 total. 17.
Okay, I got an 11, so that doesn't put you within the. Excuse me, within the crit range, but yeah. Nonetheless, yeah, you're. He shirks back for a second, and he even drops his weapon, not knowing what to expect. But as a reaction to that, during his turn, he's going to try to roll out of the way. We now move over to Mr. Little.
Okay, how far am I away from Ahar?
How far did you from Ahar?
Yeah, from Ahar.
They are 90 feet away. They actually stopped. They're 90 feet away from the tent. What was your last action?
He was 40 feet from us because he ran 50 past because his move action was 25. So
there you go.
Okay, then fantastic. So if I moved once, I would be within range. Perfect. So I'm going to keep striding towards him.
Okay.
So I move the 25 feet. I see what he's doing.
So you're now within 15 feet of them.
And I begin casting from my, what is it? It's from my divine font.
Okay.
To heal him as I say, that's not very sanitary.
Now, all right, so you're casting, now is this the equivalent of the heal spell?
This is the equivalent of the heal spell. It is not in any way raised up, but I will spend 2 actions to cast it at a 30-foot range to deal 1d8 plus 8 health undamage.
Health undamage, fantastic. So while you're rolling that, a quick little lesson in heal. Cure light wounds, cure moderate wounds, cure serious wounds, and heal itself have now all been combined into a 1, 2, or 3 action that you can perform called heal. If it is 1, then it is a touch effect for whatever the amount is. If you spend 2 actions on it, then it is a single target at 30 feet, up to 30 feet. And if you do it as a 3 action, then it is it's a channel positive energy essentially. For the purposes of heal, which is awesome. So it's just 1 skill that now does it all. San, what do you got for your amount that he gets back?
Mira gave him a +1.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a +1.
So wait, is the +1 to rolling
now
everything?
Yeah, that's right.
Or
that +1, I believe, only applies to his next D20 action, not to just the amount of damage a spell does. I believe. You can verify that. Is it you're the expert on this right now?
So either attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so not yet. But hey, Ahar, you gained 15 HP back.
I feel really good.
Wow.
Yeah, that blood just sort of zipped out. Back into the cut.
Holy crap. All right, so combat is deadly. Hit points are plentiful, and healing at first level really gets people back up and going. Wow. So this is our very first real combat experience that we're getting out of this. Awesome. So you took your stride action. You took your 2 other actions. We now move on over to Izzy.
Let's see. Can I do another guidance?
You can.
Yeah.
Your old one may still be in effect, though. He hasn't made a D20 check.
As a kid, I can cast it on her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
All right.
do check something. Is guidance a touch spell, or is it within range?
Within 30 feet, and it's a cantrip.
There you go. Okay, so you can do this as many times as you want.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm your guide.
All right. And is this a performance-based thing, or is this just strictly a spell?
It's the verbal cast as an occult spell.
Okay, yep. So it's just straight up a spell. So you're not singing during it or what have you, but
Well, I have to say something.
yeah, go ahead. Say something.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Well, sure you do. Just say it. Whatever.
You're a fighting class. Go and be a badass.
Boom! There you go. That totally did it. So, Ahara, you get +1 on your next D20, which brings us to the top of the round. Elam is now successfully gotten away. You can no longer see him. However, those 2 combatants are still there. They are each going to attack our friend there. I could tell you right now that the first one, I can't tell, is that a 6 or a 9 on this one? Wow, there's actually no dots on this to tell me if
Whatever's better.
whatever's better. Well, no, really.
Yeah,
I mean, look at it. It's like you can't tell on this die.
That's a 9.
That's a 9.
It is a dot.
Yeah.
Oh, there is
Yeah.
a dot. Oh, I'm just blind. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, if it doesn't have the dot, it's wherever the triangle point is the top.
Okay. So that's 1 attack, and I just rolled the exact same thing for both of them. Both made their attack, so that is 1 attack each. That's a 20 against you.
God damn it.
However, it is not a crit. It's also a -5, but the 20 does elevate it, so it is a crit. And his third attack is going to be at a -10, which is not going to hit. The second guy's attack is going to be a 18. 18. Will that hit your AC?
Yeah. Yes, because well, does the buff that
It
that
only
is-
applies to your D20, to your next
okay,
D20.
so then
check.
yeah, so it's an 18, so
Okay,
tied to
so that
thunder?
hits. Yeah, so that hits. All right, so right now you have 1 normal hit and 1 critical hit. So 2 and 4 plus 8. That's gonna 10. That's going to be. Oh geez. Oh wait, why don't I just look at their sheet? It'd be quick. Oh, +6. So that's gonna be a total of 16 on that critical hit.
Oh wow.
And then that's going to be an additional 12 on the other guy's hit.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
Wow, so you get dropped to 28 points, or with 28 points. So we see this occur. Now we need somebody to start looking up what happens to characters that die or in the dying process. So with that...
We don't need to look that up. It's fine. Yeah, nobody dies.
Hey, Oscar, it is now your turn.
Come here.
Oh, so you're all right. So you're going to take a stride action to move to close in the distance between you and the other guy.
Well, the guy should be right there. I thought we were fighting side by side, but if not, yes.
No,
absolutely.
I specified the last time they started crawling away.
Oh, absolutely. I grab him and I pick him up and I give him the intimidating glare to demoralize him.
Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah, he rolls a 1, dude. There is urine coming down his inner thigh now. That uses up all your actions. We now go to Mads, the wizard. So just as a clarification, so you had a stride, you had to manipulate, and then you had the intimidate. Those are your 3 actions. Wizard.
Wizard.
What's up, Mavis?
Do I go? I thought I go after Oscar.
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Goblin.
You do. It is you.
How far away am I from the guard since what's his face got away?
What were your actions last time?
I strided 3 times.
3 times. And what's your base move?
25.
25. So they have not moved much. You are now within 15 feet.
Perfect. I am going to run up to one and I'm gonna say, "We need this one alive," and then I'm gonna just jump and grapple him and try to like hold his sword arm against his neck and like goblin hug him to the ground.
Oh, so you're to one of the ones to against Lou?
That's fighting Lou, right?
Okay, so you would have to take 3 actions to get there.
3 actions? I thought I was only 15 feet away. Okay.
Well, after your 75 that you just traveled. Now, hold on. Last time, this may be where my confusion is. Last time oh, that's right. Last time you took 3, you were within 15, so you take a single action, and now you're going to attempt the equivalent of a grapple, right?
Right.
On one of the guards. Which one? Number 1 that just did the successful crit, or the other one that did not the crit?
The one who just successfully crit.
Okay, so now we have to look up grapple. So because this is not a combat maneuver, or do you have it already?
It looks like it's under athletics in untrained, and it is a 1-action thing.
It's so damn simple. Page 242. Let's see here. So this is pretty cool. So we get to learn this. So it's a standard attack action. It is a single action. The requirement is you have at least 1 free hand. Do you have 1 free hand?
I only have 1 sword, so I absolutely do.
Okay. And your target cannot be any more than 1 size larger than you. Is that true? Yes, it is. Your attempt to grab an opponent with your free hand, or you attempt to grab an opponent with your free hand, you attempt an athletics check against their fortitude DC. You can also grapple to keep your hold on a creature you already grabbed, so you'll be able to do that next time. So let's get through that first. What is your athletics check? And this is against their fortitude.
So I did... I have a 20 in total.
All right. Well, that absolutely succeeds, and your opponent is grappled until the end of your next turn, until you move or your opponent escapes, which is going to have to be their next one. So, yeah, you managed to grab onto him. Now, the real question is, what are you going to do with him now? And you had said you're going to try to wrap your arms around him.
So, I mean, I guess the idea was to take him to the ground and hold on to him. So would you like me to do, like, a trip check for that?
Well, you can. You still have 1 action left because you took the move. You took the grapple. Now, just as an FYI, if you had critically succeeded, your opponent is restrained. So it is entirely possible to still restrain somebody using grapple. But let's take a look at Trip. So Trip is also an attack action. You must have 1 hand free. True. Your target cannot be more than 1 size larger than you. True. You try to knock an opponent to the ground. You attempt an athletics check against their reflex DC.
All right, so let's reverse this. Let's use that roll for the Trip so that he's on the ground.
Okay.
And now let me try to grapple him.
Yeah, not a problem. I absolutely allow that. Go ahead and re-roll for your grapple.
That's a natural 20.
Dude, fantastic. So what is the total? That's really what counts.
20. Athletics, where are you? 26.
Dude, you just got 10. His DC was a 16. You managed to totally grapple him. He is now grabbed, effectively taking him out of combat. However, you're going to have to remake your grapple check at the beginning of the next turn. Now we go to...
Oh, Wraith's going.
Oh, yeah. What's up? What do you got?
I have a little bit of a correction on how my turn ended. Intimidating Glare does not cost an action point.
Awesome.
So with that glare, I'd like to add 1 additional thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So free action with the intimidating glare, I'm going to say, "Tell me all you know, or you meet fall."
Okay.
And then whatever his reaction would be, if he gives me anything, if he doesn't, I'm going to crush him with my last action.
He would have a reaction during his turn.
Okay, so then I will hold at that point, or whatever you want to call it, and I'll just consider the thing as my end, but I wanted to at least get that in and learn the intimidating glare it doesn't cost.
Awesome. Yeah, no, thank you for the correction. Do you want to take any additional actions?
No, I just wanted to clarify that, and we're all on the same page, so we all learn all at the same time.
Awesome.
Right.
Fantastic.
Ooh, learning.
Now we move on over to Wizard.
Thank you.
Man. You guys got it handled, so...
Don't, though. We really don't.
Lou is dead.
Okay, so Elam is out of sight now. But we're in a desert. He went into the storm.
Past tent?
Yeah, I think that happened before we made this next round. Is Elam like buggered off? Okay, but there are 2 guards. One of whom is grappled by Ramsey, and then one of whom is not, but he was on the ground because he was hamstrung.
Yeah, but he got attacked. He was one of the attacks on me.
So he's back up then.
No. He's, we're going to say that was from the ground because I completely forgot. So we're going to say that he is still in a prone position. He just never stood back up.
Ooh.
So it was not against your chest. We're going to say that was against your lower legs.
Okay. So I will use one action to stride over.
Okay.
Just as Ramsey has. And I'm going to use my last 2 actions to daze the guy on the ground.
Awesome. And what are the rules for daze, please?
Daze.
I think I just opened right to it.
It's within 60 feet. It's 1 creature for 1 round, and the saving throw is will save.
Okay.
And I can cloud the target's mind and daze it with a mental jolt.
And does it state what the DC is?
No.
No? Okay, so
not on my sheet.
Okay, so here we have
oh wait, Joel the target must attempt a basic will save. If the target critically failed, then it's done for one. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, I think it's because when I was converting to a wizard, I think it's 10 plus your proficiency modifier and spell casting, which at level 1 is 2, plus your key ability for the class, so your intelligence modifier.
Thanks, Hermione.
No, that totally worked. That's awesome. We need that info. So we have here 10 plus 2 plus what's your intelligence modifier?
Intelligence plus 4.
Plus 4. Okay, so there you go. It's a total of 16. He does not. So you go through, and that's 2 actions, by the way, to cast daze.
Correct.
Okay.
Somatic and verbal.
Yeah, absolutely. You start you do your thing. You intone the magical words in order to start confusing this person and cause the dazed effect.
Be confused.
Unfortunately, he seems so involved in the combat that he is unfazed by your daze.
Ooh, he arrived.
We now move on over to Lou, who is dying. So,
all right. So I have a question.
I forgot about that. Damn it.
Hero points.
Well, okay. What are the rules regarding dying?
Okay, so death and dying rules. When you're reduced to 0 hit points, you're knocked out with the following effects. But the full rules are on page 459, 461. If somebody can jump there, please.
I'm already there.
Okay, cool. So you immediately move your initiative position to directly before the creature or effect that reduced you to 0 hit points. You gain the dying 1 condition if the effect that knocked you out was a critical success from the attacker or the result of your critical failure. You gain the dying 2 condition instead. All right. So if you have the wounded condition, increase these values by your wounded value. If the damage came from a non-lethal attack or effect, you don't gain the dying condition. You are instead unconscious with 0 hit points.
Okay.
So I'm at dying 1.
All right.
Because it was the result of it was the critical success of my attacker. Correct?
Okay, so you are bleeding out or otherwise at death's door. While you have this condition, you are unconscious. Yep. Dying always includes a value, which in this case is 1. Yep. If this value ever reaches dying 4, dun, 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 you die. If you're dying, you must attempt a recovery check at the start of your turn each round to determine whether you get better or worse. If you lose the dying condition by succeeding at a recovery check but are still at 0 hit points, you remain unconscious. So this is different. At 0, you used to be conscious and can barely do anything, but in this case you are still unconscious, but you can make a wake up as described on the next page, page 460. You lose the dying condition automatically and wake up if you ever have 1 hit point or more. Anytime you lose this dying condition, you gain the wounded 1 condition or increase your wounded value by 1 if you already have that condition. Oi, I got to get my accountants on this. Okay.
Yeah, there's the calculus. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. So, all right. So that's a little bit different. So, what did you understand this?
Mostly, but it's still.
So you have to make a roll.
Yeah, I have to make a roll, which but it's a recovery, and I'm not sure what that falls under. Is that under survival?
Yeah, you have to make a recovery check at the start of your turn. So we need... Oh, recovery check. Hey, look at that. It's right above it. When you're dying at the start of each of your turns, you must attempt a flat check with a DC equal to 10 plus your current dying value to see if you get better
1?
or worse. This is called a recovery check. The effects of this check are as follows, blah, blah, blah. So you make that. It's a 10 plus your current dying values, so that's an 11.
But the recovery check, the recovery is not part of a, it's not, it's a part of your fortitude?
It's a flat.
It's just flat. It's just a roll D20.
Okay. Okay, hold on, because there was something here that something about flat.
A flat check?
Yeah, there was something here about flat check, but I'm not gain a.
It's under recovery checks. It says flat check.
Yeah, I thought there was something listed here about.
So I guess the real question is, what is a flat check?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so
it was just a D20.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I don't think it's anything special. Flat check.
Because I know in 5th edition it's just rolling the d20 when you're dying.
Okay, and then that's just probably what it is. So a creature attempts a flat check to end the bleeding.
Okay.
Yeah, just go ahead and do that.
Okay, so it's a 10 plus my
so
dying.
Your DC is 11, so you want to roll an 11 or more.
Do I get that plus 1?
Yeah.
Now you get that plus 1. Yes, I'm going to say yes.
+1 to not die.
14.
All right, awesome. Hey. So so here's the deal. This is the part that I did not understand. If you lose the dying condition by succeeding at a recovery check and are still at 0, you remain unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If you are dying, you must attempt a recovery check at the start of your turn to determine. Okay, so you got a success. So your dying value is decreased by 1, which puts it at 0, which means that you are no longer dying.
Right.
And now you are at 0 hit points. So you remain unconscious.
Yep.
By succeeding at a recovery check, still at 0, you remain unconscious, but you can wake up as described and paid for 60. So, okay, if you are unconscious and at 0 hit points but not dying, you naturally return to 1 hit point and awaken after sufficient time passes. How much time is that? The GM determines how long you remain unconscious. From a minimum of 10 minutes to several hours. Oh, man, this is going to totally take you out of it. If you receive healing during this time, you lose the unconscious condition and can act normally on your next turn. You can go boing, and back you go. All right, so there you go. That's pretty much what it is. So right now you are unconscious.
All the complication about death, and then they're like, let the DM decide. It's fine.
Yeah,
whatever.
pretty much. So, well, it's a minimum of 10 minutes. We're going to say it's a minimum of 10 minutes. His wounds did not have time to fester or to whatever. Anyway, so that's Lou. Mr. Little.
Unsanitary.
Okay.
Unsanitary.
So unsanitary. I am going to use my stride so that I am between a Hargassar and the prone bodyguard that was attempted to be dazed by Idris.
Sure.
Undazed.
Great. I am going to use Define Font again, this time using the single action version to touch Ahar and say, I really hope the other fight didn't go this poorly.
Okay.
And that will heal, 7 hit points.
Nice.
And he just reaches out and he's like, I really hope the other fight didn't go this poorly, and takes the Morning Star and smashes it into the person who's on the ground.
Awesome. What's your hit?
My hit is +4. That is a natural 20.
Fantastic. Okay, so you got a total of 24. His AC is a 16.
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't fall within the crit range, but you do get the crit nat 20, which then bumps it up to a crit. Mr. Maphis, I'm very curious. If you roll a nat 20 and you got a critical success because you hit a 10 or above, or you succeeded by 10 or more, I'm curious what the next step is above that. Either way,
there is a step above that. I haven't seen it.
I don't know if there's a step above that. In which case, then.
Oh wait, if that's an attack, that's 25.
Yeah. So the effect remains. The effect remains. But either way, roll your damage twice, please. So if you roll a 20, it still is a crit success. Okay.
Hmm.
And your damage as well. Oh, no,
Yes.
I already asked for that. Never mind.
It is 7 damage total.
Uh,
Because it's 2d6
Okay.
plus 2.
Yep, got it. So that's a total of 7.
7.
He goes unconscious. You smash him so hard directly in the chest that you could see his armor, most of it's just chainmail, which have tried to absorb it. Links go flying in the night air. You could see it, and you see blood beginning to pool in the new cavity in his chest.
I just transferred unconsciousness from you to him.
With that, we go on over to Izzy, and then it's the top of the next turn.
All right. Okay, so what's the situation here? Do we have anyone surviving?
Well, yeah, right now, Ramsey has the one guy in a grappled state, and he's about to, well, this guy's going to try to escape first. So there's some struggle there. Meanwhile, Oz is getting ready to level out the disease guy trying to crawl away from the back, and he just got picked up.
But
Okay, so Ramsey needs some
90
help, right?
feet away.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Do you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, so Ramsey needs some help.
Ramsey currently he has the other guy in his hands,
Okay, so and there's this one guy who's trying to crawl away.
which is all the way back at Oscar.
Oh, so that one I don't see at all. Okay, well, I'm gonna help Ramsey, you know, if he like it or not. I'm gonna do a chill touch.
A chill touch on that guy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can you please describe what that does?
It is a negative energy that I siphon into myself, and my hand radiates into pale darkness, and the touch will weaken the living and disorient undead.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
And is there a saving throw?
Fortitude.
There's a fortitude save. Okay. And let's see here. Let me roll that really quick. Oh. Describe the effect, please. Role play.
So, okay, so there's a negative damage equal to 1d4 plus spellcaster modifier.
Oh no, I role play. Screw the stats.
okay,
I'm looking right at it. Role play.
All right, okay, well, so I lift my hand and it turns dark gray. And I stare into his eyes and I just slowly touch it on his chest.
Ramsey, you begin to feel as you grapple and you hold on to this fighter really tight. He's been trying to reach for his weapon and trying to bring it up and try smacking you in the head, but you're so small, you're below him on the back and you're trying to really hold him tight. And then you can feel a coldness coming over his body. It even begins to affect you just a little bit, at least in terms of sensation, that it's like, oh my God, what's just happened? This is the desert. It's like, I mean, it's pretty warm out right now. It's still the nighttime. It's starting to get cool. You're not expecting this, but nonetheless, Mira, I need you to roll. Is there damage or anything associated with this?
Yeah, it's 1d4 plus spellcaster modifier. I need to find the modifier though.
Okay, while you look that up, let me know what it is. But in the meantime, you can still roll the 1d4.
Yeah, I got a 3. Where's the modifier? Anyone who can help me here?
Go ahead and continue to look it up. Let's see if anyone happens to know what the spellcaster modifier is actually. What that is? Spellcaster modifier.
For a bard, I know it's going to use your charisma.
Oh,
okay,
so it's just charisma.
All right, so then it's 4. So then it is 7.
A total of 7 points of damage on that guy?
Yeah.
All right. I got that. Okay.
So,
all right.
Steve,
yeah,
you want me to tell you what I found out about this super crit?
Yeah, what is that, dude?
All right, so there is critical success, failure, and critical failure. However, if you were going up against a very high DC, you might get only a success with a natural 20. So basically,
that's
if
not
you
the case, yeah.
Yeah, so if you get 2, like the natural 20 and it's 10 or above, then you can get a critical success on a high DC.
Okay.
But a natural 20 won't give you a crit on a very high DC alone.
Okay, so what happens, though, if you are already within range, you qualify just by virtue of the numbers that you have of a critical success, and you happen to have rolled a 20.
Then for a high DC type of thing, then you would get a critical success on that.
Okay, but I'm saying that the critical success already is, you've already qualified for it. So let's say you hit something.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's it. There was nothing else. Okay.
Yeah, there is no super crit.
That would be a house rule of the triple 20 we used to have, and that's about it.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm gonna still. I'm gonna keep the. I'm gonna. Let me think about that, and we'll discuss that after this game. All right. Either way, we now have this guy who's gonna try to escape. Let me see if I can look up the escape action or the escape. Is there an escape action? There's got to be escape action somewhere, right? So there's
For what, like a grapple escape?
Yep. Or it's just in general. I believe it's just called escape, and these are feats, and this, that, and the other thing. That's a divine
gotcha.
spells. Hold on.
It's an action. Yeah, it's an action, and it's on core rulebook 470.
Ah, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Oh, damn. 469. There we go. 470. Ah, perfect. Thank you so much. So escape is an attack. It's considered an attack action. You attempt to escape from being grappled, immobilized, or restrained. Choose one creature, object, spell effect, hazard, blah, 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 blah. So this is typically an athletics DC of a creature grabbing you. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so you attempt to check of your unarmed attack modifier against the DC of the effect. The DC is your athletics DC. So what was your grapple roll?
It was a 26.
Okay, so he has to beat a 26. An unarmed attack modifier? No. He does not escape.
That's not happening.
It's just a failure. Nothing else happens. He can attempt an acrobatics or athletics check instead using the attack modifier if you choose. Oh, okay. He can attempt to use that, but he's not going to because he really can't do squat. The thievery of DC. Wow. All right. So it goes into it a little bit, but it really is nothing more than some roll plus a modifier against that. So, all right. That's all pretty much the same. You don't get free unity. You can't attempt to escape again until your next turn. But you can't attempt to escape again until your next turn. That's where the critical failure. So what happens if you just fail? I mean, I would assume that you wouldn't have tried. Oh, because these are all... Dude, he tries 3 times. Duh. It's a single action, so that's 1. That same exact roll, lower than the same rolls. He tries all 3 times to escape. He cannot. Remzi, you still have him, and we are at the top of the turn. You go. Oh, yeah, and you have to redo, Remzi, you have to redo your... oh, I'm sorry, Oz, you go. I'm sorry, you were the first person.
Ox.
Yes.
Throw him on the ground, because I brought him back to where I wanted him and put him at my feet.
Boom, boom. Oh, God. This diseased, poor, weakened individual, already damaged, looking up with you, pleading. Oh, that's right. He tries to go. That's right. So since you tried to pick him up, that's actually a grapple check. He's going to try and escape from you.
Sure.
That's a 4. That does not work. That's a 20. This one may work. Let me just double check here. What was... Oh, can you make a grapple check, please? This is
that would be an athletics.
Athletics, yeah.
Yeah. I just rolled really high for my attack, too, and I had to kill it. Damn it. 26 for my athletics.
26. Okay, so he rolled a 20 plus... Get over here. A little slow. Sorry. What's up, God?
No worries.
Trying. Here, Lab Online. Still a little bit slow.
A little bit.
Pretty. Oh, so it's not just me. Okay, good.
Just a little.
Limited. Oh, okay.
That's a new sound.
Is that a new tribal leader?
It is a new tribal leader.
Oh.
Why is my camera weird? Come on, camera. There we go.
No, he gets a 24, and then the other one, he can't do anything else. So, yeah, he would never be able to succeed. So he is still being held on to. He expend all 3 of his actions. You go. You drop him. You try slamming him. What's your roll to hit?
Look at that. I redid it anyway. 26.
Oh, God. Okay. Go ahead.
Foreign PCs.
Here comes fall.
Free 50. Action. I don't know how the hell he's going to do this, but free freaking action. No, I'll tell you anything.
15 points of damage.
He's dead. He's dead.
Oh, no.
He's dead. What's your alignment?
He's dead, Jim.
What was your alignment?
Lawful neutral.
Oh, okay, never mind. All righty.
He's an executioner. Good grief.
I'm also in rage. I'm in rage mode.
Oh, that's right. He's also in rage
so
mode.
nothing else matters until everyone's dead.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Okay,
Yep.
cool. And keep in mind, you do have that thing that can take you out of rage temporarily or have a modifying effect.
Oh, the moment of clarity.
So he's still alive right now, right?
No, he's dead.
Oh, I did kill him. Okay. Yeah, I was going to use that moment of clarity for that question, but I won't backtrack. So
cool. You still have an action left. You dropped him, free action. You attacked, 1 strike. So actually, you have 2 actions left.
And then at that point, because of the way the rule is, I have to kill everything. So I look up. Next.
You see people in the camp go. You just leave. They start scurrying. Are you doing anything more? I need to declare actions.
Yeah, the whole entire point is I'm looking at my friends that are fighting. Is there anyone else left that they're fighting?
No, your friends are all 90 feet away. And,
okay, so
everyone in the camp is at a greater distance. So the closest ones are your friends. 90
okay,
feet.
so then I will start going to my closest friend in full strides.
Okay, so that will take up remaining 2 actions. What's your movement?
25, so it'll be 50 feet.
Is it modified at all by the rage?
I do not believe so.
Like you
Let me
go
verify.
at an increased speed or anything?
I don't think so. The only thing I get is damage, negative AC, and no, it does not.
Okay. All right. So that places you at 40 feet away from the rest of the action. And we now continue on to Ramsey.
I am going to just tell us where he's going. Just tell us.
Do you want to use a coerce?
Yeah, let's call
It's actually, this is your grapple check. You need to make that grapple check. That's right. Yeah, this is going to also reset a DC for him to try to escape out of.
Cool. Just so, I found it. All right. So let's see here. So I need, well, that's going to be good. So it's a 19 plus my 6.
19 plus 6, so a total of 25. Okay, awesome. Let me drop that in here. Grobble. What? Okay, fine. It's 26. Grobble. Because that's what I wrote. Because I'm tired and that's the way it works.
6th tribal
Grobble,
leader.
man. Grobble.
Okay, so you still have it. You reinstated the grapple. Are you going to use an intimidation like a coerce or anything like that? Or
yeah, I'm going to try to get information out of him with a little coercion.
Okay, go ahead. Make your charisma check, please.
That's going to be 22.
And this goes against his will save, I believe, right?
I haven't checked what it is. Let me see. Coercion.
Mr. Little, you had an answer on that? Is it against the will save?
On coercion, it makes sense that it would be.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw at the corner of my eye you like nodding your head as if you had something there.
Oh no, I'm looking through the rule book to get to that exact spot.
Gotcha. Also trying to do that and not having. I promise you, future game. This is why we're doing it, so that we can learn this, and we understand that this is more about learning than the actual story. That's why it's so damn simple.
I somehow missed it scrolling through.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm trying to find what?
We are looking for coerce.
Got it.
Bingo, Gaius. Well, I see an unseen servant is all in here. Veil, blah blah blah. Dinosaur form. Dinosaur form.
I got it.
Against the will. Against the will, DC.
It is against will save. Okay, awesome. Thank you. That is not going to succeed. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. He is not going to succeed in his save.
So that is one willful son of a bitch.
Role play again. Let's kick it back up. What do you got? What do you say to him?
Tell us where he's going.
He's going to, just let me go. He's going to the ruins.
Where are the ruins?
It's further north. Then off to the west. Just let me go. Don't kill me.
Meanwhile, you can see. Oh, you let him go?
That's all I need, baby.
Okay. Meanwhile, you see Oscar just making a charge towards you guys. He is in full fucking rage. We now go to Mads. Wizard.
The wizard. Well, Ramsey let the guy go.
Yeah.
So she's also gonna let the guy go.
Okay.
And
oh Jesus.
I mean, I feel like we're out of combat, so she's not gonna do anything. She's just very happy. Okay.
Okay, so you can delay your action.
Delay my action.
Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. That's a free action, by the way, so no worries there. So you just don't do anything more. Mr. Lou, Ahar.
So I've got breath back. I'm like, I sit up, take a quick look,
and you can see the one guy that got you is starting to scramble up from the ground. You see Remzi laying back. He has just fallen back into the sand, leaning against his elbows, perhaps. You see Idris is about to do something and then kind of stops just for a second to assess, apparently. But other than that, it is still very much in a fight. And behind you is a loud Oscar.
Do I hear him coming?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, apparently yes.
I kind of don't care. I'm really just going to pounce on this guy and not let him get away. So.
Oh, you don't let him get away?
Oh, no. I don't really perceive, Oscar as a threat. So it's.
That's correct.
I don't know that he was in a rage. So okay. I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, you have an idea. You can hear him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you. It's safe to say he's in a rage. If you want,
okay.
You can make a sense motive or the equivalent thereof.
Okay, Leia. Let's. Well, I mean, would I have known that he went into the rage? Because you said that this is not something that we typically see.
Not typically. You have seen it once or twice though, and it's never been pretty.
Memorable.
And yet everybody else is kind of like, okay, letting.
It's your turn. No one else has reacted to it yet. We haven't gotten there
true,
yet.
Actually.
Oh, okay. So I thought,
and besides, you were unconscious at the time.
Correct.
You just regained consciousness. So
yeah, I'm just gonna pounce on him.
That guy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That poor guy.
Hey, Oscar, start making your to hit chucks. Ahar, go ahead, man.
I rolled an 18 on my athletics. 24 total.
Okay, yeah. You totally pounce on him.
And then I'm just going to start pummeling him.
Okay, so you make a grapple check. Let me see here. Yeah, that's he falls back down to the ground. You said you let me go.
So
I didn't say anything.
Delaying my action, I can jump in at the end of someone else's turn.
Now you can jump in at the end of his turn. Is that what you would like to do?
I would like to jump in at the end of his turn.
All right, Lou. Yeah, you start pummeling him. Are you using an open hand? What are you doing now that you have him?
Oh yeah, no, it's like I'm just punching his face.
Okay, well, go ahead and make your to hit checks as normal.
Yeah, I gotta.
And you're and any damage that you're doing while you're doing that, what are you gonna do?
She's just gonna. Oh man, she can't really actually do anything. But she's gonna shout out. Just.
Oh, this is a good.
No, stop. We have information. You don't need. Please stop. And then she's gonna just try and get in front of him and go, no.
Well, he's on top of him, punching him and like he's donkey punching him.
No,
he is not donkey punching him. No, he is not. Don't look that up.
Really hard to just distract and maybe. Oh, you know what? How about diplomacy? She'll try. Not very good diplomacy. But that's fine. She's gonna try diplomacy.
Okay. All right, yeah, so make your diplomacy check, and this is going to probably go against his will save, I think. We have to look this up. Where is diplomacy? One day I will learn all these page numbers. It's just what GMs do. What did you roll?
Nat 20.
Okay, but
I'm very diplomatic.
Now add it in. Add in the modifier.
I don't have one.
Oh, so you are untrained in it. Okay, so you're untrained. So you're not normally diplomatic.
Not very diplomatic.
Where the frick is the thing? I have the special edition with the bookmarks for a reason.
So wait, is she using request then? Diplomacy request?
Yeah, we have to find out exactly what the action is. I'm just trying to find diplomacy in the first place. Anybody have a page number?
247, 246.
I just opened right up to it. Perfect. Now that you say it. Awesome.
Begging, please.
So
request is an action, so she has to.
So you are making it. You're making a request then, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm requesting.
You can make a request of a creature that's friendly or helpful to you. You must couch the request in terms that the target would accept, given their current attitude towards you. The GM sets the DC based on the difficulty of the request. I have an idea. Some requests are unsavory or impossible, such as this, and even a helpful NPC would never agree to them. So your check was a 20 plus.
Nothing. It's just.
Oh,
a
that's
20.
right. It's just.
But that is the
just
best
a
I
flat
can
20.
get untrained. So that's hey.
That is the best that you can possibly get.
I guess if she's asking a request, then she would ask.
I was going to set this at expert level, which I believe is a 15 for the DC, which would mean that you would succeed. I'm kind of curious, however, because typically diplomacy, I mean, this is a, well, no, she's actually making a little bit of sense. Agrees, but they might demand additional provisions or alterations to the request. So you do have some actions available to you, dude. What would you like to do, Ahar? Well, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. This is a damn role-playing game, and sometimes even I forget that.
I'm surprised I don't get I don't roll a will against that.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
It's so weird. Why should I stop?
Oh, he can lead us to the ruin. We know where it is now. We use him as guide.
Oh, agreed.
Please stop punching.
Ow, ow.
I look up at her and I just throw him down one time. Fine.
Thank you. And
okay.
This is still not the end of combat.
No, it is not.
So, Idris.
Nope.
While you're standing there, and you have inserted yourself as much as you possibly can trying to get there, the way I have it in my head is that Ahar, his back is to the enraged Oscar, who at this point is still 40 feet away. The guy on the ground now standing, or now trying to scramble up, he's scrambling backwards, trying to get away a little bit, or at least he's, you know, I mean, he would freely let go. So he's trying to reset himself, but he looks off in the distance and sees Oscar coming. Idris, all you have to do is just look to your left, and you'll be able to see Oscar.
Oh, no.
Okay. We now move to, well, that was you took one stride to move in. You took one diplomacy, which is just a regular thing in Whoosies. That making a request is a single action. You still have one action left. What would you like to do with it? Oh, no, that's right. Because the delay causes you to, or no, that's the ready, that where you lose one. Never mind.
Ready, lose one, delay, keep it?
Yeah, you just delayed your action, so you still have one action left. What would you like to do?
Oh, man, what do I do against a barbarian?
3, 2, 1.
He's going to shout out to the barbarian. Speak as an action or as a reaction?
Speak as a free action, one sentence only.
Oh, it's a free action. Shoot.
One sentence, yeah.
Oscar,
it's a
stop.
free action, so yeah.
Just
Oscar.
stop.
Okay.
Ramsey, help. Oscar, stop.
Okay, and now we go over to you, Mr. Little.
Okay, so I'm going to use my first action to make a request of him.
Of who?
Sorry, of this poor schmuck whose life is really not ending well.
The unnamed schmuck.
Yeah, unnamed. No, his name is actually Schmuck.
Okay.
Schmuck.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, I'm going to look over, see Oscar running towards us, maul above the head, and just turn back to him and go, you can outrun him and we could put in a good word. I'd say run towards the ruins.
On his turn, if he has one, because Oscar's starting to close in, who knows what kind of damage is going to be done. All right, so you say that. That's a request. So go ahead and make your check, please.
It already happened. It's a 1. I rolled a 1.
Oh.
He's just scrambling at this point. He's not even really listening to you. He's not happy with anything that's happening at this point. he's not even paying attention to you.
Okay.
And he goes, you know what? You're all crazy. I'm leaving this place. And he tries getting back up, but that will occur on his turn. We now go to you, Izzy.
So,
unless you'd like to take another action.
I was going to delay an action, which was, or I was going to prepare an action.
Ready? An action? That would be 2.
Oh, poop. Then I'm done.
Okay. Izzy?
So Izzy's just looking at Oscar and Porschnock, and then muttering something about natural anger and give him a wide berth.
Okay, so you are moving out of the way. So you're using a stride action to go which way?
Off
to the side?
Yeah, just off to the side, because this is going to be bloody, and don't want...
How many strides are you taking?
I don't know, 10?
No, you can take 3 actions.
Feet. I was thinking. I was thinking feet.
I'm sorry?
I was thinking feet. I'm sorry. 1 stride.
Okay, so you move 30 feet off to, we'll say, the right side?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good question. What if you only wanted to move like 5-10 feet?
Then you only move for 5 or 10 feet.
Yeah. Oh, that counts as a full action?
It would count as a single action. Not a full action.
Yeah,
it's a single action, but you do get 3 actions. So, I mean, if there's any additional, what's that?
Can I delay the rest of them?
Delay, I believe, is triggered at the start of your turn. So, in which case, you have to announce delay as your very first action.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's the way that. Yeah,
you can ready an action.
Yeah, now you can ready an action.
Okay, well then
Okay, now you need to specify what the trigger is for your readied action and what you will do when that trigger happens.
Oh, I don't even know. I just see blood into near future right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there something specific you would like to be able to do if something happens?
No. I'm just gonna hang on.
Okay, so you are not going to use any more of your actions at this point.
Nope, I'm just going to watch popcorn.
Okay, all right, not a problem. All right, just be advised, the first time that you're doing it, you do lose the rest of those actions as we move to the top of the turn.
Okay.
Let's see if this guy actually manages to get up. Well, he stands up from prone. That's 1 move. He then takes the remaining 2 actions and bolts 60 feet to the west, off to the left, as far as you guys go. Oscar, you go.
Now, is he 60 feet from where he was, or how far away is he from me?
Well, what are the circumstances of rage? To kill everything, right?
Every single thing that I see as an enemy, yes.
As an
until
enemy,
they are gone.
Or is it allies as well?
The terminology of rage is until there are no enemies you can perceive, or until you fall unconscious, whatever comes first.
Oh, thank God. So it is enemies, not allies and enemies.
No, it's never allies.
Yes. Okay.
That would suck. That would suck so hard.
Yeah, it would be an absolutely pointless skill at that point, because everyone would die in 1 minute. It's dumb.
That's... Oy.
Yeah, so it has to be enemies. Yeah, that's funny as hell, though.
Oh, my God, yeah.
I love how Wraith is just calmly talking about how barbarians work, and it's fine. Just murder everyone.
And then it's me.
Yes.
All right. Well, yeah, so there's one who is already, well, his body is on the ground. He's in a dying state, but he's not moving. And there is one guy that is 60 feet away from you.
Okay, so the one that's on the ground and he's not moving. So the way it looks, and by math, anything that is not moving in a rage state, you would run right past it. So I'm going to run right past the one that is on the ground in the dying state and continue. And is there anything else that I see of?
There's only that one enemy who is now 60 feet away.
And also, Idris going, no, stop.
So I have a 25-foot speed.
Okay.
I will use all of my actions to continue after the 60-foot one.
Okay, so you get right up to him, perhaps even surpassing him. Either way,
poor schmuck.
This poor guy.
Poor
exactly.
schmuck.
Well, and I guess to throw myself under the bus, and I don't want to interrupt. I'm sorry, but if he's 60 feet away from where he was, I still wasn't there, so he still might be away from me.
Yeah.
It's 60 feet, and then you close in at 75. But yeah.
Okay, perfect. Hey, whatever. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
So at that point, I mean, I really need to look this up and see what happens in that instance. But I have a feeling because he's gonna book as soon as he sees you, he's gonna go motherfucker and leave the other and jut the other way. Either way, we now come over to Ramsey.
Let me see if I can slow this guy down.
What's up?
So let me see if I can slow this guy down.
Oh, get him as you said right past all of you.
So you guys are like, oh dear. That's
Pretty
like the
much.
dust and everything. You see bobby pins still floating in the air.
So I'm going to get up off the ground.
Okay.
I'm going to run after Oscar, who I assume is now slightly ahead of me.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm going to say, we need him as a guide. Calm down.
All right, so you had two actions there. Oh, excuse me, you have one action in the standing process, but of course, then you have the two strides. You move at 25, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you're about 25 feet from him. Now, Wraith, where did Oscar stop? Did he stop about 50 feet or about 60 feet? Or did he continue to the 75 in an attempt to pass him?
By technical thing, I would have gotten to him to try to attack him, so I would have been right behind him, and that would have ended my thing because it was only closing in that last 10 feet. So I would not have surpassed him. I just want to swing at him, but I didn't have any action for it.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so you get right up to him. He only closed in by about 60 feet, so you're within 10 feet of him. Are you making a diplomacy request?
Yes, I am.
And is there a way to end rage, as far as you know, Oscar, that from an external source?
0.
Oh.
And I don't think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, request is a concentration thing, so can that even affect him since he is raging?
Well, concentration just means to me, I have yet to see exactly what a concentration action is. But
so what happens is under each skill or ability or key abilities or actions is these little tags.
Oh, I see those. I mean, what does it mean?
Oh, well, in some cases, like in Rage, it says you can't do anything that has the concentrate tag.
Okay, so this is what it is from that website to look kind of like what D20 PRFSD used to be. The official one, it says an action with this trait requires a degree of mental concentration and discipline. So that just means the person making the request has to concentrate. Doesn't affect me.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, so there you go. I'm going to set the DC particularly high, considering he is in a raging state.
You don't say.
I know. So go ahead and make your roll, please.
No, that ain't going to do it. It is, what is, oh, it's charisma? Man, you think I'd be more charming than that.
Well, it would be a diplomacy check, so if you have modifiers in that.
Yep, so that's going to be, it's still not because 11.
He's not even looking at you.
No.
I think that there was like a chance where a breeze came along during the night winds and maybe an eyebrow hair just kind of peered off in your direction just for a brief moment. But that's about as much attention as he even paid you.
Yeah, I smell goblin, that's it.
yeah, I don't even think you smell that at that point. We now go to Lou.
To me?
Yeah, because Mads had relocated her place in initiative with her delay action.
Oh, okay. So I I am going to use an action to unsling that shield.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the other two actions to cross the distance and put myself there to hopefully interpose the pummeling of poor Schmuck.
Okay. What is your movement rate? 30?
It's 30.
Okay, so yeah, you get within 40, so you're still about 20 feet away from him at the top of your next turn. Mads.
I don't want to do any PvP, so I'm just gonna use my strides to catch up, but I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay, so you're using all three actions as a stride?
Yeah.
And what's your base movement?
25.
Okay, so you move 75 feet in, which will get you right to them if you want to do something. Mr. Little, you're up, and then Izzy, you're on deck.
Okay, so here's a question. All of the people back at the Seer Khan's birthday party, that I told about the cursing, who were getting their horses and shit together. How they doing? Are they coming anywhere? Do I see them? Can I see them?
There's no action that is coming towards you on horses. No, you can still see the tents in the background. I mean, you guys are only about like 90, about 150 feet away, 90 from where you are. There's actions and stuff, and people still getting on the horses, but realistically, it's been under a minute.
Fair. Okay, so it would make a lot of sense to tell them to basically head us off at the pass. So he's going to turn to who is he nearby? Is he near Idris?
Who is he?
Oh, San. Am I near Idris?
I believe so. I mean, Idris has now run like 75 feet or about 60 feet away.
Who am I near then?
Right now, I think you were the last of the people that was in the attack area.
Oh, so everyone's just sort of fucked off.
Hold on. Let's just get a status check here. The reason why we're not using Fantasy Grounds, by the way, which is what we had initially settled on, is because we wanted to focus on this rather than also trying to learn Fantasy Grounds. Otherwise, we'd be here forever and not getting much RP done. So, Izzy, where are you as far as you understand it?
I am where the grappling took place, and now Oscar with Idris and Ramsey and Ahar following the guy, and I'm kind of like...
Okay, so you're still over the grapple area.
Yeah.
Okay, Lou?
I ran off, so I have a rate of 60. I kind of thought that I would have caught up with them, actually.
You did catch up with them, but we're not there at your turn. Right now, we're just getting placement.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, like, I'm on them. Like, in other words, like, I'm hoping that I have enough time to...
You are there at 60 feet. You are on them, but then other people will also go before you, which may cause them to go...
including Oscar.
Including Oscar, right. But we're not there yet. Idris. You're there. We already know that. That's right.
I'm there. Yes, present, but
Ramsey?
not capable.
What's up?
Where are you?
I am chasing after Oscar.
Okay, so you have... That's right. So right now it is Ahar, Oscar, and Ramsey all in one area, right? Okay.
Give or take, yeah.
And there you go. That's where everyone is. So you, Mr. Little, should be right next to Izzy. Well, Izzy stepped off by 30 feet. So you're there in the initial attack zone, the grapple area.
Okay, so San is going to look where everyone is, and he's just going to say, I'm going to let the cavalry know about the whole ruins thing. And he turns around and he starts jogging towards back where the birthday party was to relay the new information to the people who have horses and a very clear disposition towards herding along.
Okay. All right. So
nice.
We have party members in 3 different areas. San, you're going back to the village. We're now going to go to Izzy. What are you doing? You are 30 feet plus the 60 because they were running away. So you're about 90 feet away.
Yeah, well, it looks like Oscar and company can handle one for schmuck. so I'm joining Sam.
So you're going back to the village as well.
Yeah.
Okay. We now go up to the top, and it is the poor schmuck's turn. He's going to use all 3 of his. Well, hold on now. Actually, let me see if there is a.
Would that be an attack of opportunity? Because I was right next to him and I stopped my thing.
He's going to try doing something first.
Ah, cool, excellent.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. He was going to do all 3, but now he's changing his mind really quick because
awesome
new system.
Hell yeah.
Screw it. He already had his weapon out. Well, he was trying to reach it. Let's see here. So the question is, does he still have it? Nah, he would still have his weapon on him. Never quite let that go through the grapple. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because he was trying to hit Ramsey in the back of the head with it and couldn't reach him. So he does have that. Instead, he's going to try to attack. Will a 16 hit your AC?
No.
Okay. He's going to try again. Oh, that's not going to hit. And that's not going to hit. He has taken all 3 of his actions against you.
He should have run.
Oscar, you go.
stupid.
Yep.
And swing.
Okay.
Will a 17 hit him?
It will.
Bye, schmuck.
12 points of damage.
He is destroyed.
And there it is.
Awesome.
And I still have 2 actions left.
We are out of combat.
Okay. I'm still raging. So it will go away faster now. But yes. Woof.
So are you still raging?
Well, it's literally every 6 seconds. So I only have, 30 seconds left on it.
Okay.
Well, 36 seconds. So.
Okay,
It'll
so
go by
now
quickly,
we are
but yeah.
out of encounter mode. We're now going to go to the equivalent, well, kind of, sort of out of encounter mode. Meanwhile, back in the village, we're going to say that Izzy has finally joined up with San. San, you have come across some of the villagers. They have their horses together, and they're getting ready to ride out.
Elam has retreated to the ruins.
You're going to have to go get them, because we are going to go back into his territory right now.
Do you have any horses we can borrow?
No, you know how expensive horses are. You have your own horses.
Of course.
Do I have my own horse?
Sure.
Yay, we have horses.
Fuck it, I'm gonna bring all the horses. Let's get the fucking horses out here.
All right, so you go and you get all your horses. You round them up. You grab all the reins, and back to the party. You begin going.
Was it Fezzik?
What it is? Move.
Where did you get all these horses?
Izzy, are you doing anything in particular since you were with San?
Well, I mean, since he's now having 6 horses, I guess I'm going to take a few of those.
Okay, so the two of you managed to bring all the horses back to the party. Is Oscar still raging? Is Oscar still raging?
36 seconds have gone by, then no. But until then, yes.
Okay, well, it's more time has passed because they went back to the village. They grabbed horses.
Then no, and not at all.
Okay, awesome. So standing out there in the middle of the desert, the cool night air now coming down on you, the abrasion caused by the blowing sand and the wind begins to get into your eyes and begin causing a sensitivity on your face. Of course, instinctively being Malin, many of you, you know what to do. Oscar, you've been in Mala for quite some time, even though you are Tunbrian, noted by your clothing. Very bright in color and whatnot. Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. San, everyone begins covering their faces with the various scarves that you have. It doesn't take too long. You guys get your horses, and I'm assuming you do something.
Yeah, we're looking at those bodies over. That's for sure.
Oh, okay. All right. So you get your horses, and you're gonna roll the bodies first.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's a couple of weapons on them. They have some really destroyed armor. And a couple of silver.
All right, put it in the kitty.
All right, you do.
So this was a sandy terrain that Elam was running through. And left very clear footprints
Exactly. In? So you're going to be using a survival skill to track.
Hell yeah, this character actually has wisdom. 13.
A total of 13. So you added in your survival?
Yes.
Okay. There is a cheat sheet for the skills that lists the trained or untrained. Now I'm just trying to find the damn skills.
235 is that page.
235. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I have
there it is. Okay, so
awesome.
survival for tracking is a trained action only.
I am trained.
Perfect. Okay, cool. And you only got a 13?
13.
All right. Let me just take a look at that really quick. The intimidation, the survival, occultism, stealth, and here we go, survival. So, cover tracks. Here you go. Concentrate. Okay, so you follow tracks, moving up to half your travel speed using the rules in 479. After a successful check to track, you can continue following the tracks at half your speed without attempting additional checks for up to 1 hour. In some cases, you might track in an encounter. In this case, track is a single action, doesn't have the exploration trait, but you might need to roll more because you're in a tense situation. The GM determines how often you must make this attempt. So a simple, for example, if you are trained, relatively fresh tracks of a rampaging bear through the plains. Well, certainly you can do that. A nimble panther's tracks through a jungle would be expert. Master would be tracks after winter snow, tracks of a mouse for a smaller creature, tracks on surfaces that can't hold prints like bare rock, and legendary is just, well, a major blizzard or hurricane came through and you could still see them.
White on rice on a paper plate in a snowstorm.
Well, that.
There it is.
So,
That's brilliant.
Unfortunately, you cannot immediately find the tracks because you guys moved about 60 feet or now about 70 feet away from the direction. Remember, the guy ran off to the west while Elam went to the north.
Mm-hmm.
So you've regained your bearings. Now I will allow you to redo your track check or your survival.
Oh,
check.
there it is. Natural 20.
Okay.
27.
A total of 27. Dear God, yes. You managed to find Elam. First off, you go back to where you were. You find the grapple area. You begin looking around, and then you can see Elam's steps. Well, we're now going to move out of encounter mode and instead into exploration mode. I would like everyone here to make a perception check. And I also realize the time. It is now 11:45 hour time, so we will be ending this shortly.
Okay. Some of us have to go to bed.
I know. Okay, you got a 22. What'd you get, San?
12.
You got 12. Idris.
Oh my God. 13.
Okay. Ahar.
Sorry, that was some math.
Perception?
Yeah.
9.
Okay. And Izzy?
24.
Okay. And Ramsey? Ramsey?
He may have died.
I think he
Yeah.
died. Hold on. I'll roll for him.
No, my best friend.
He actually did extremely well. So the night air begins to take over, and some of your belongings and other stuff are maybe back at the tent. Your clothing and whatnot, those things that tend to keep the sand out, are of course with you, but some of your other belongings such as camp gear and whatnot. Oh no, actually, because these are your horses, so they would be on your backpacks and what have you, so no problems there. But a question I have for you is, who has the dagger?
The curse dagger or just like a regular dagger?
Ramsey didn't take it, then I don't know who would have.
No one stated that they were taking it.
I don't think anyone touched it because, curse dagger.
Hey, Ramsey, do you have the dagger?
No, I didn't bring it because it's cursed.
Okay.
And I'm not stealing from this guy, so there's
Nobody told nobody, did we? Nope.
Nope, no one said it.
Nope.
You did yell out that the dagger was cursed.
I did do that. Yeah, I said this is cursed. Get him.
And there's a way to break the curse, which you also figured out.
Yeah, you have to draw his blood.
Blood of an enemy.
Oh, is that what I have to do?
With
I
the
thought that was
dagger.
to activate the
I thought that's what
curse.
activated it.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, because I said what activates it, and you said it has to draw blood.
I said there is a way to cure the curse, and that is to draw the blood of his enemy.
I didn't hear cure.
I think that's what I said. Unfortunately, I can't rewind.
Yep, you did say that.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
So you guys are about 120 feet or so away from this, or actually, no, you were continuing to go north.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when some of you started looking around as you began to bundle up, and then you took a look and you're like, oh yeah, no, I have my camping gear. What else do I have on here? As we begin tracking along, and you're moving fairly slow in a plodding pace as you, San, continue to look down in the desert, and you can tell every now and then that the tracks have become a little bit, I'm not going to worry, I just rolled that for you. You're taking a look around, and you can see that the tracks are there. Yeah, we have to go kill Elam. But what are we going to do? Who has the dagger? So here we are. Having said that, we're going to now end this session. It is only supposed to be a one-shot. The entire purpose of it was to learn Pathfinder Second Edition. We made tremendous strides in that. What will happen with our intrepid adventurers as they go through the desert night? Will they ever find Elam? Will they ever draw the enemy of Sir Khan? Ever draw the blood of Sir Khan's enemy? We will never know, perhaps. Or maybe next week, when we start creating 5th level characters, will it be this one? Or will they be someone else? We don't yet know.
Ooh.
We're going to discuss that after that. But in the meantime, we're going to roll really quick into a quick little after party. We're not going to have a separate video for this. What did you guys think? Oh, first off, what are your confusions or what do you like about Pathfinder? What are your impressions of Pathfinder Second Ed?
Yo, friends don't let friends rage.
So combat
enjoy,
is
kids.
definitely bigger numbers for
Yeah.
sure. More damage, more health. I'm loving the 3 actions thing where everything is like 1, 2, or 3 actions. It does feel simpler, except I never understand dying though in any tabletop game.
Yeah, that's
Four
gonna be one of those
levels of
things.
dying? That
I've
seems-
always left it up to the DM to tell me how dead I am.
Once we read through it, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Everything's brand new. It takes forever, and once we get it, it's going to make complete sense, and everyone will know it. You know, and even if you want to make a cheat sheet card of it, I mean, it'll help.
Okay, so I just wrote down dying as the thing to learn. What else are we? What are your other impressions, guys? What do you think?
In terms of pacing mechanically, it's very difficult to draw anything out, and it feels like you're either going 100 miles an hour or you've hit a brick wall. It's
That's
like
also my pacing because I had wanted to get through it. I knew that we had.
I mean, at least in terms of combat, because it's like at level 1, it's like people are doing like 20 fucking damage, and it's like, oh shit, you were like 8 levels of dead, and then like I can whip out a heal in 2 actions that does upwards of 16 points. It's like this is a tremendous amount of HP that's getting thrown around very quickly at this low a level. So I'm curious to see how it's going to get affected, how much longer or how much shorter combat will end up being once we start having higher level characters with more things to play around with.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be a thing. I don't know. I know that obviously the options that you guys will have as actions and skills are going to increase. Any spellcasters are going to have obviously more spells that they have to choose from. And one of the disadvantages that we have in doing one-shots with like pre-gen characters is you're going to have to study whatever it is that's given to you. So I open this question up to you. Do you guys want to create your 5th level characters that we're going to try out in the next one-shot?
Yeah, I would be down for it.
I'm down for it too.
I'm okay with that. And if we stay with this storyline at 5th level, or do we move on to another one? But I'm still good either way. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have ideas for the next storyline. It could take place in another part of the Evindale with completely different people, or it could be these characters at 5th level, and then we just simply increase and then we continue the story. I'm okay with that too. So we can discuss that offline, and then we'll find out what we do next time. What else did you guys like or dislike about Pathfinder Second Ed?
The subcategories of skills is kind of throwing me off. Like you can use diplomacy on something, but then it needs to be a specific kind of diplomacy, and that affects things. It's like I know that the skills were like just a crazy long list, but I still feel like that list is there. You just don't have it right in front of you anymore. Now you have to memorize it.
Yeah, what I recommend you do on that, and I did this right off the bat, is print out page 235, and you'll have that there for every time you need to do something. Oh, crap, what can I do? Oh, I can do a high jump for athletics. There it is. And then you can kind of have that, as Steve used to do, the pre-prep your rolls math. You'll have that in your head of what you want to do because it's right there.
You know, and the interesting thing is that we see it as little sub-skills. In Pathfinder First Ed, it was actually pretty much the same thing, but diplomacy. You did have a demoralize action. You had whichever the other action was. But some of these did already have that when it came down to like survival. Survival was all about tracking, but it was also about finding stuff and foraging and stuff in the woods. So you still had different things that fell into the category. This time, however, they're a little bit more, or not a little bit, they're a lot more codified, or rather they are codified. So it may be an illusion that there's more that you can do, when in fact it was very natural for us in an even slightly more chaotic fashion in First Ed. So this one I have a feeling we're going to learn pretty quick, and Wraith had a fantastic idea. Print out that cheat sheet. That's what I'm constantly going back to.
Yeah.
Except the cheat sheets you're printing out start becoming an entire book.
Right.
Well, yeah, but it's, I mean, honestly, it's just, it's that page
it's a lot.
there. It is a lot. It is a lot. I mean, it's Pathfinder. Pathfinder's not exactly known to be a simple system. All right, so yeah, the skills. So I'm going to write down cheat sheet so I have that. What else did you guys like or dislike? And then we'll call it quits for the evening.
I like doing a shit ton of damage. That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
If we have like enemies that we don't need to question, we'll just like point Oscar at them.
Well, that's only if I rage. That's actually a choice. I don't have to rage. That's an actual choice. And at that time, it made sense.
Yeah.
But he probably won't rage unless I see my friends are getting hurt or we're going to be overwhelmed. Other than that, he's just going to fight normal.
Well, it's definitely something we needed to explore as we end up going through the system. So like I said before, it's a little bit less about the story this time and more about the mechanics as we end up learning them.
Yeah, we learned a ton about the mechanics. That was
I'm actually surprised on how much we got into it. There's still some clarifications, like what happens if you chase and someone gets ahead by 60 feet, you come up to them. If you're there, what happens when they go to leave? Does that provoke an attack of opportunity that a fighter would then be able to take advantage of? That's also it. We do know that attack of opportunity has to be a class feat or a class skill that you would get. So here's a question for you, Ray. Does Oscar have that as a class skill?
Yeah, I think there's a miscommunication there. I don't remember saying that specifically earlier. I think that there are a few feats that give you that attack of opportunity in certain classes, but it's not that they're taking it away from everyone and you only can use it with that. It's just one of the feats gives you that.
Okay, so then the real... All right, in which
we have to
case,
verify that.
Yeah, so if we go back to, let's say, I'm sure Champion has it, so let me go to like a spellcaster here. So this is...
The only thing I've seen that has attack of opportunity is either the fighter class, or if you pick up, I believe it's a general feat that can give you...
Oh, really?
Attack of opportunity.
Okay, so...
And same thing for NPCs that you create. A lot of them just don't have an attack of opportunity.
They're not just not trained to take advantage of the...
Right.
Opportunity to attack.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're okay. So they really restricted attack of opportunity. It looks like it was actually taken away, like you said. Yeah, like druids, for example, don't have that listed. But let me go on over to fighter.
Fighter has it. I'm on that page right now. Yeah.
Okay.
142. It has it on the bottom. Yeah, and it gives you the trigger. I just don't know if it's been restricted. That's the fun part.
That's what it seems to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I gotta.
All right. Yeah. So with that, thank you so much for hanging around. I appreciate it. I'm so sorry it's late. It's now like 11:56 p.m. On a school night of all things. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this one shot. I hope that we got to learn Pathfinder Second Ed. And until then, I will see you next week for 5th level continuation of potentially this adventure or not. We'll talk offline. Either way, have a great night, guys. Bye-bye.
Night.
Peace. Bye. Yeah, a few things have it. Fury, Liberator, Champ.